Hola, buenas. Después de un tiempo sin traeros nada al canal, volvemos con una entrevista muy especial. Primero de todo, quería disculparme con vosotros por esta demora e inactividad. Ha habido muchos altibajos, trabajo prácticamente casi 12 horas al día y estoy en proceso de mudanza, por lo que mi tiempo libre ha sido usado únicamente para descansar y pasar tiempo con los míos. Pero eso ya es pasado, ya que finalmente estamos de vuelta con una entrevista para conversación a uno de mis artistas favoritos actualmente. Estoy hablando de Rivanka. Proveniente de Indonesia, nos trae un sonido innovador con cada uno de sus proyectos. Casi todo el mundo lo conocerá por ser el fundador y creador del proyecto de atmospheric black metal y black gaze llamado Soulless, pero también tiene otros proyectos alternos de scrams y emotional hardcore que trataremos en esta entrevista de casi 4 horas. Rivanka es una persona con un corazón enorme, simpático, talentoso y tiene muchísimas cosas que contar. Trataremos temas sensibles, introspectivos, incluso nos contará una historia muy emocional, espiritual y cautivadora, de la cual desemboca en varias de sus canciones más importantes de su discografía. Coged palomitas y bebida fría y disfrutad de la entrevista. Antes de finalizar esta intro, quería agradecer el apoyo y amor constante de vuestra parte en cada uno de los vídeos que subo. Siempre recibo comentarios bonitos, positivos y mágicos que hacen que siga teniendo ganas de continuar con este proyecto. Y muy importante, si os gusta lo que hago y disfrutáis del contenido, no olvidéis dejar tu like, un comentario y darle clic al botón de suscribirse, que estamos a punto de llegar a los 1000 suscriptores. De nuevo, gracias por todo el amor que recibo casi cada día. Quedan muchas entrevistas pendientes con gente fantástica. Y nada más, os dejo con esta conversación tan gratificante que tuvimos Rivanka y yo. Que disfrutéis del vídeo. Chao, chao. So, first of all, does the I don't know if I told you this before, but I have like several blocks of questions that I usually repeat a little bit in each conversation that is like more general, personal questions. There's the first block. There's another block called musical questions that is more like general or whatever. And then we scroll through your discography. But it's like don't be nervous or shy or whatever, because it's like more like a conversation, as you can see. I don't know if you have seen the first interview that I made with Damian, but it's kind of like having a conversation, question answer, but complementing the answer, just a conversation, and that's it.
I got it. Got you,
Nice.
man.
Thank you. So first of all, in this first block, that's the most awkward or uncomfortable question, because I know that it's really awkward to ask you this. But could you introduce yourself for those people who don't know you yet?
Right. So my name is Rifan. Just Rivanka. You can call me Rifan. And I'm from Indonesia, West Sumatra, Padang City. And I'm the guy who creates Soulless and atmospheric black metal stuff,
Mhm.
type of music. Yeah.
Nice, man. Uh, I don't know if I told you this before, but I did a discography scroll through your two active projects. I don't know if the other one is active as well. That is called Wounded Soul. Soul.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
that one is like on, like that you don't have anything yet, or like new releases or whatever. But at the same time, the other one that is more active, and I saw that you were like doing a live concert like near, like soon. I don't know. So if you are like okay to to scroll to the different projects as well as this, as Soulless as well, um, perfect. But if you don't want to talk about any other project that you have, you can tell me and I can cut the video. It's a video, so we can cut it as well.
Right.
So I saw that you have like multiple projects active as well, but I want to know if before being involved in these projects, if you were like previously part of other projects or bands, and what role did you play in each of them?
Okay. Beside of Soulless, I have currently I have like two active projects. I play guitar in a screams band,
Mm-hmm.
like a emotive hardcore and slash. Yeah, we just normally call it screams.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Souffrance, and the other one. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's not pronounced. It's Souffrance in English, but I think it's in France. I don't really know how to pronounce it.
It's
I
okay.
guess it's pronounced kind of like Souffon, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, I play guitar. Mainly, I wrote most of the stuff in that project, and with my other friends, we're actually at like 6 people in the band.
Mm-hmm.
There's like two guitars and a bass and a drum and a lead vocalist, and there's some piano parts and some synthesizer parts, and yeah, we're actually planning to release an EP next
Nice.
month, hopefully. It's going to be I'll just spill it out. We haven't actually like spilled the release date yet,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll just tell it right now. It's going to be released on 13th next month.
Oh, nice. We
Like
have a
that,
date.
yeah.
Nice.
That's
Appreciate it.
February 13th. Yeah. And so yeah, that's Souffrance. And my other project, my other scrams band, it's also a scrams band. It's called Burning Voices.
Mm-hmm.
We just released like two track demos, just to, because it's pretty new and we just want to introduce more about Scrams music in, especially in Pedang because there's never been a Scrams band here before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I'm not sure why, but back in the day, emo was really not. I mean, like it's not the type that people would listen here.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
niche, right?
yeah, and yeah, that's why I started to I meet with a few people, and then we discuss a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of things in common, especially in the taste of music.
Mm-hmm.
So we started to, build the
Yeah,
scrams,
creating the Scramming scene
yeah,
there, right?
community here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
yeah. Sorry.
yeah, that's right. Yep. I guess that is my other two projects beside of Soulless.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about Soulless later because
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot. And in the past, I also have a project called Wounded Soul.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually just like an internet band. We would never perform. We just talk things out by via like direct message in Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my other two friends. Uh, it's Dargos and Ofaski, and I'm I only do the vocals there, and the other parts would be filled by my other two friends. They're from Spain actually.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, they're from Spain.
Yeah.
Like, how did you guys meet each other in that project as well?
Um, one of them, like I I can't seem to remember how it all started, but I think yeah, like it's either one of them or both of them are actually. I mean, like they bought a cassette tape from me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not even remember if it's a cassette or CD. Let's just say they bought one of my physical release, and
Mm-hmm.
then we started to talk about black metal and atmospheric black metal. We share about our favorite bands, and eventually they just started to ask me if I want to do vocals in their project. So yeah, they sent me a demo, and then I listened to it. It was really, it was really awesome and beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was really stoked to like put my vocals in there, like seeing how it's gonna turn out just outside my own projects. And yeah, we released a full album, like 1 hour full album,
Yeah. That's an
includes
amazing
5 track
album.
or 6 track, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 6 tracks?
Let me see. I have every annotation here.
I
I
can.
was waiting to until the end of the conversation to talk about that project, but let me see. I have here the track list because firstly you release like a single of the album, and then you
Mhm.
release the album.
Yeah.
So there's the song called Bloomless Resonance. There's an intro as well. So there's two. Our soul shall live. There's three. Depths of my being, five, four, and five. I think that's five songs as well, as you said.
Yes,
Amazing
there's
album. Actually, I really love that album. I was gonna
yeah,
ask you later, but since you know, to you say it, it was like
yeah.
I want to ask him. Like I was so curious about because they were from Spain, and I was like, how did that connection happen? Like being from Indonesia and meeting and connecting with people from Spain is like really rare. Like,
Yeah, it's just like like they messaged me like they liked that they really love Soulless and they really want to play. I mean, like just also create music
mhm.
similar to Soulless. I'm also glad that people discover me from the other part of the world, like especially in Soulless,
Mhm.
because that's really
Your main.
unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So moving into something more personal, I'm curious. I always like ask you. I mean, I always ask everyone who comes here this question, and it's like, I'm curious about in your daily life. How do you actually balance your personal life with your musical life? Because I don't know if you're a student or you are working in something else besides your musical work. So I'm curious, how do you balance that two lives?
well, as in for me, that's one of the tricky part of when making music because I work almost 8 hours a day. I work at the like a surf shop
Hmm.
in the city. So yeah, I normally work in a shift like from 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. So I don't really have that much time to write music. And also I study, like at a university I took English literature major. So making music like in general it's really difficult
Yeah, to combine
during
it.
these days. Yeah. The I would That's most difficult part to find a day, just like a single day to be free, like to pour it all out. Yeah, usually it's on my off day at work. Um, yeah, that just if you were asking about balancing it, it's really difficult to balance it.
Hmm.
Just to find this a single. That's why like there's like this really long gap between albums in Soulless because just to like to write a song it's gonna be really exhausting
Hmm.
because of your like your routine and also yeah because I work a really active job.
Yeah, and also it's crazy that you say that you don't have a lot of time, and there is like a gap in time between one of the other, one each other release, but at the same
Yeah.
time you are really prolific. I don't know if the word is in English, prolific. That like you are like you're working a lot, and you can see that even many bands that they have like the whole free time to prepare and create new music and new albums and EPs and everything. They have even like longer gaps in time talking about new releases. So
Mm.
it's appreciated or appreciable the fact that you even don't not having the best the whole free time to prepare everything about about Soulless or even your side projects. It's crazy that you actually can be that prolific, like releasing even like a lot of music. Because between each release, it can be at least maximum a year or something like that. So it's
Yeah,
like
like 1 or 2 years.
yeah. So it's like
Hmm.
really amazing from you, like doing that. And also, I had like another question that is kind of similar, but it's more related to the fact that you write musical lyrics, like really maybe more at the beginning, but pessimistic, sad, introspective, and everything. So how does the your everyday life, the emotions, your problems, your routines, everything, influence the way you write music and lyrics?
Okay, so as in Soulless, mostly I wrote songs like lyrics or like melodies it's I'm gonna need like some specific dreams,
Mm-hmm.
because most of my songs and most of my works are based in a story that comes from my dreams. I really like like to try to you know translate every dream that I had into some creation of art,
Mm-hmm.
and that's that's what also makes it difficult to like to create a I mean like to have a really long gap of making music,
Yeah.
because trying to find like some specific moments to have a dream. And yeah, so I started to make a like this tour. I don't really do it in a professional way. Just normally it would just happen like that.
Yeah.
For example, in the split that I did with Sadness,
Mm-hmm.
Hero, those I have, yeah,
Three songs.
I put three songs in there. They actually, I mean, like the story on these three songs, it comes from a dream that I had, like long
Wow.
time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I kinda wanted to, like to try to, but I mean, like telling the story
Yeah.
of what I've been through in that dream. And yeah, that's how I make it. I try to write what I did, or the like the nuance and also the atmosphere of the dream, and also
Mm-hmm.
the colors of the dream, because I really love to like thinking about dreams, because just like a personal belief, I believe that dream is it's just like another dimension of your life,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I believe. And yeah, I try to like make some storyboard, just like play along, like while I mean like remembering the story,
Mm-hmm.
while trying to put a story in my mind, and just play along, and just it just happens naturally. I don't really do like making some type of blocks of like verse or chorus of that stuff. It just normally happen while
Wow.
playing around with guitar. And yeah, and mostly I mean like, and also for the next albums after Hero,
Mm-hmm.
it also comes from a dream. I mean like the same story, and it just continuously goes along the way.
So, I mean, that feelings and that situations that happens in the lyrics, they're not like happening in your real life in that moment. Like
Um,
in your dreams, I know that yes, but
yeah.
like there's no connection with your personal life, like struggling from some kind of rough situation or bad situation or whatever.
I could say there's a couple of moments that
Mm-hmm.
actually happened in my life, because I try to, like, because as an artist, I just wanna try to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I I don't really want to be as straightforward as possible, because I really like to make it, how do you, I don't know how do you say it in English, but I'll just let people who listen to my music to find their own interpretation,
Yeah.
and then like try to, at least they just need to feel, like the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, yeah,
So you mean
I
that there's not like a exact meaning in the songs that anyone can have their own perspective of the lyrics and the song? You mean?
yeah, it just happens. I mean, like, it depends on the listener itself. Like, you can just, how do you think it? But as in for me, I just, for most of what, I mean, like, most of my albums,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to, like to create my own world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm the creator of this world, and you're joining the world if you're listening to the music.
Yeah.
That's what I wanna, like I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like it's like a really original way to create or bring creative about your music because like talking about dreams and making them like really feel that they are like real experiences.
Mhm.
It's like really amazing, and it's really original because many people, even in this genre, right, DSBM or black gaze or whatever, they are like always like when they talk about lyrics or they talking about something depressing or some grief or something sad, they always try to talk about personal experience, like real experience, not talking about oniric dreams or whatever. But I really appreciate that someone is like taking that creativity to the dream world, right? So that's amazing, man. That's really amazing.
Yeah, uh, like as in personal situation, I that happens in my first two albums actually. Like
Mm.
that, those are like my most depressing times
Yeah.
because I was 19 or 18. I'm still, I'm still really young, trying to figure out who I am. That happens in Lost in Mind and Unreachable. Yeah, because at those time, I just wanna, like create something from what I feel
Yeah.
during those times. The, and also it comes from the deepest part of my heart. It just goes naturally.
Hmm.
No music writing, not having a proper music writing process. Yeah, and I just want to, like try to forget those times because those
Yeah,
times
it's
were
like a way
really
to
hard for
close
me.
chapter, right?
Yeah, that's why I tried to, like change everything. I mean, like
Hmm.
even the logos, I'm not gonna use those depressing stuff anymore because to be back at those times, I mean, like even thinking about it makes me really,
Yeah.
having this suicidal thoughts in my mind
Hmm.
because I still really I still have those, like
Yeah.
condition in my life, but I try to get away from that thing as far as possible.
Yeah, that's the best way to live because if you are like keeping having that thoughts or not closing the chapters of your life, like you can be stuck, and that's really
Mhm.
dangerous. Like, and that's amazing the fact that you actually make something that you replace the logos, you change the theme even. The I think that
Mm.
the music even it really sounds even a little bit depressing some kind of way. It sounds even more colorful and moreover when you add symphonic elements in that last two albums, if I'm not wrong, that
Mhm.
makes it really feel like something more even optimistic and less desolating. So that's really nice that you actually use the music to a way to close chapters and feeling better. So I'm really glad that you feel okay nowadays, or at least better, and I hope that
Mhm.
that can be still be in that way. So there is another question that is kind of maybe not awkward, but really difficult to ask to someone that really loves music. And
Yeah, go
I,
ahead.
I want to ask you personally, like in an individual way, not talking about the project or your projects. Which artists or bands do you consider to be an influence in your day-to-day life?
Well,
That's a lot, I guess.
I don't listen to a lot of
Okay.
bands or music because for me, like expanding your playlist could create a really hard, like hard options to find your own character
Yeah,
in making music.
a lot of
I but
influences.
but for like black metal or atmospheric black metal or even black gaze, I listen to a lot of obviously Sadness. I really love Sadness.
Hmm.
Damien is my favorite artist. And I also listen to Woods of Desolation
I love that band as well.
and Cold World s- and Sour and Achilles is an Australian band. It's a really awesome atmospheric black metal band.
Nice.
Yeah, and I also listen to a lot of scrams, like hardcore. I mean, like not straightforward hardcore, but emotional hardcore, emotive hardcore.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then some, like some epic music. I mean, like I don't know how do you call it, like the one that they normally use in movies,
Symphonic,
like
you can say. You mean music that they can be put in situations, chaotic or apocalyptic situations, maybe?
yes, they normally use. I let's just say it's some ambient music.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, yeah, that's what I listen to. I don't listen to like a lot of bands because you know this stuff that I listen currently is enough for me to
Yeah.
to feel better.
That's nice because when the more bands you have in your mind, the
Hmm.
less uh, original or creative you can be. But at the
Yes.
same, I don't know. It has that both sides because at the same time, the more music you listen to, the more bands you listen to, it can expand your creative process more because you have a lot of
Mm.
more influences and
Yeah.
more elements to combine in your music. But at the same time, it's really difficult to keep being original about the music that you're doing.
Yeah, that's it. Like I just don't want to, interrupt my purity,
Hmm.
because normally when making music, I don't I don't want to be, to be this at the same sound as the other bands that I
Yeah,
listen to.
you want to be unique.
That's why, yeah, and also for elements, I just yeah, I even mix some elements from my favorite bands.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I really want to, to be as original as possible.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And there's like we moved to the personal questions block, to the musical questions block that I told you that it was like more talking about music terms and general aspects of your projects. So first of all, this one is more related to personal and at the same time musical. I want to know, when did your fascination with music begin? I know that this is a really difficult one because you don't have in mind like a specific time in your life that you start that fascination for the music. And at the same time, when did you start playing instruments and composing and vocals and everything?
Well, the fact that my parents used to be playing in a band,
Mm-hmm.
so
Nice.
I was just, I'm just guessing that I have the blood, to love music. My family really loves music, even listening to music. Uh, yeah, since when I was still a child, I really love to listen to a lot of music,
Mm-hmm.
especially the ones that my mother showed me. Like she really likes to listen to System of a Down.
Nice.
Yeah, and she listens to a lot of Metallica back in the day, and then some Evanescence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are just like my first musics that I kind of like.
Yeah.
And then when I get a little bit more older, when I was, like 15 or 14, I started to listen to more heavier stuff. I remember my first music, I mean, like my first underground metal music I listened. It was a band from the other part of my country.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember the name and the song title, but I think it's a death metal band.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that just makes me fall in love with those heavier stuff. And I tried to, like to dig more about this type of genre. And then I mean, like, not joining, I meet with some people
Mm-hmm.
at the metal scene during that age. And I just wanted to try to, like get a lot of experience about music, and like about playing instruments, because there's back in the day, when around 2015, 2014,
Yeah, life was
there's a
so
lot of
different there.
yeah, there's a lot of gigs and music festivals happening, especially in underground music.
Mhm.
no matter it is metal or hardcore or punk, there's always a show at least once in a month. So I love going to the show. I mean, like being a part of the
That scene, yeah.
underground scene, yeah. And yeah, so that's how it all started. And then when I got, I don't know, I didn't have a electric guitar during that time. So this, like this idea to create music just comes out. So
Yeah.
I tried to I even tried to record music from an acoustic guitar and then direct to my headphone and
Yeah.
record it my phone, and then I just importing the audio wave to my computer and try to mess around with some DAW, like Audacity
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I know
yeah,
that.
that's my first DAW that I ever had. That's really, like bad, really bad compared to what I have now.
Yeah.
Of course, like the production quality would be, you know, it sounds really raw, and then just, like I'll just tell it as a starter for me because that's what it started it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I turned 17, I got my first electric guitar
Nice.
because, Indonesia is it's not really a rich country. We are still a developing country, right? It was really hard to get a guitar because it was so expensive during those time.
Yeah.
And I got my first job at a tour and travel company, and then I bought my first electric guitar. I think that one, the
Nice.
Ibanez RG series. I got it. Then I got a computer and then tried to, find some tutorials on YouTube. Just like, like playing around with guitar, and then I had my first audio interface,
Hmm.
to record. I didn't even have an amp before, so the only way to play guitar was just by putting it through computer and speaker,
Yeah, that's
like
that's rough.
uh yeah, that's really rough. Yeah, I just tried to cover some songs, and like while just wanted to develop my skills and play guitar.
Yeah.
And until now, I'm still suck at guitar.
I don't think so. I
I
really
don't
love,
practice a lot.
but I really love there is something really that you have to highlight in your when you play guitar. That is like that tremolo picking guitar melodies that you
That's
actually.
all I can do.
But
That's all I can do.
but I really love the melodies choice as well. So don't underrate yourself. Like you're a really great musician. I really enjoyed that the whole discography, like since the beginning until the end. I was like, I will tell you later, but I was really literally crying just as I listened to the music.
Thanks a lot for that. I'm sorry. Can I smoke? Am I allowed to smoke here?
Yeah, sure. There's an interview that I don't know if it's posted yet, but it's an interview with a shoegaze. Well, they make like a shoegaze, dreamgaze, alternative metal, a lot of stuff. They're from Switzerland, and they were
uh,
like smoking blunts. I think blunts are like cigarettes, but made by yourself, and drinking beer. So never mind, you can
all
smoke if
right.
you want. There's no problem about it. So you gave. I really want to smoke, but since I saw you, but that's totally fine. That's amazing. That fact that you actually started like really young with that fascination, because I was the same guy that you was. Like I
Mm.
was trying and insisting to get an electric guitar. My first guitar was like a typical Fender Squier Stratocaster, like the typical one that I still have it and I still use it nowadays, like 6 string. And at first, in my talking about my experience, at first I think that I fell in love the first time that I played Guitar Hero 3. That was like the first one of the first video games that I was playing. And then I discovered in that game I discovered Metallica and also Slipknot. Slipknot was for me like It's still nowadays one of my favorite bands ever. Even their new releases I don't really like too much. But you know the first one from 1989 and the Iowa one and even All Hope Is Gone, that albums for me are like amazing, and I still listen to them nowadays. And then like I start playing bass. I mean I play drums, bass, guitar, and I
That's really cool.
appreciate it. And I still trying to learn that I will ask you later, but about screaming because I'm a really deathcore and metalcore fan as well. So I really like all type of
I love deathcore, you know.
yeah, I love that
Uh,
type of techniques, that
mm,
they make, that goblin stuff that maybe bands like Infant Annihilator makes, or I don't know. I love all that era of deathcore, like Carnifex, Chelsea Green, The Artist Murder. I don't know. That was well, so Suicide Silence is my favorite deathcore band. I have to say, mostly The Cleansing for me is like my favorite album of all time. I really love that album, and I'm really interested about that. Like I really want to learn how to growl and scream like that because I have like some kind of handmade technique that I make that is like using a lot of saliva in my throat. But when I'm like 30 minutes, my throat is like destroyed. So it's not a healthy way to make it. But I'm
mm.
really interested in learning. So I was gonna ask you something different, but I really want to know how did you start or how did you learn to scream?
Well, um, as I said before, I also love deathcore and I listen to slamming death metal
Yeah, same.
back in the
Wake in the
day.
Cadaver is one of my favorite bands of slamming
Yes,
brutal death
making the
metal.
cadaver, the foreman, and
Yes, suffocation and
cephalotripsy. No, no, it's called cephalotripsy. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I listen to slams band. I love, like just doing good trolls and screaming like out of nowhere. I mean,
Mhm.
like literally everywhere, everywhere I am, I just start to scream and doing good trolls. Even at work, when I was in the bathroom, I just tried to like crawling and even screaming and even singing. I really love doing that. I don't I don't really know. People would think that I'm a weird person or I'm a crazy
That
person.
you're in the bathroom, you
Yeah.
ate something really heavy, and you're like trying to get it out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that's how I do it. Just like I
Mhm.
don't it just happens, like trying and then I figure out about, like some techniques to do it properly.
Mhm.
So yeah, just keep practicing doing those techniques at my room, at my home.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I like my thing. The one that I use in Soulless is mostly similar to the ones that they use in deathcore, like this fry scream, like really high pitched screams. Yeah, that's how. That's just how I learn screaming, basically.
A lot of practice, right? That's
Yeah,
something that
definitely.
is really not talking about the time, but switching techniques because I have like a main one that I told you that for me is like really difficult to correct it and make it like in a proper way because when you have that technique made by yourself that you're always like screaming and even pig squealing or whatever, uh
Yeah.
you I mean in my situation I can project that noises, but I cannot make it in a proper way or in a healthy way. So I can make that noises but not in the best way possible. So for me it's like a really hurting situation when I'm trying to make screams for a long time. So I will still get like learning about it because I really want to to post covers about some songs or whatever, because there's a lot of bands nowadays, right, that they're like really
Yeah.
mainstream and really similar, like really known about their sounds or whatever. There is a band, there is a band that I really love. Mostly the one of their first albums is Lorna Shore, that is like really known everywhere. But
Yeah.
there was an album that it was called Immortal. That album for me is like the one of the best deathcore albums ever released. And
Okay.
you know
Yeah,
that
I
CJ,
agree.
yeah, that album is amazing. And that CJ vocals in that album for me are like really inspiring. Nowadays he's like in a really recent band called Immortal Disfigurement, if I'm not wrong, that he also make even even more terrible that screams like really more scary or whatever. And that's like a really inspiring vocalist. Also, I could say Mitch Lager from Suicide Silence. Even he didn't have that pretty much that amazing technique. He really sounded really unique. And I don't know. There's like a lot of vocalists nowadays. I really discover like a lot of vocalists that they don't have like a lot of followers in Instagram, and they're always making covers, and they even sound even better than the original artists. So that's really inspiring. And maybe when I when I finish ending having my own technique, I will start posting, and you tell me your opinion.
All right. I
I,
can't
I
wait into that.
I will try that. Like, yeah, I need motivation and the best way to make them like.
I also make some, like vocal covers. I mean, like a song cover of doing vocal uh, a really long time ago. I mean, like probably just like a few years ago.
Mhm.
It was I don't know if you know this band, but it was from Angel Maker.
Yeah, they're the two vocalists.
Yeah, you seen the video?
I
I
don't
mean,
I,
like have
I don't
you?
know if you so you made a cover of Angel Maker and you posted somewhere.
Yes, but I think I removed that video. Sorry.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, that
sadly.
was yeah. I did that cover with my other friends. So yeah, I used to love doing vocal covers. Just like to just like practicing at the same time. You know.
Hmm. Amazing,
So
man.
yes, I had the same question about this a while ago from a person that I know. He asked me how to like scream really high. It was just a matter of like where you live and how you live. Some people would be shy to their neighbors. They like because we're living in a society that like having this different
Mindset.
type of your mindset and stuff, they would think that people who screams are really a crazy person or
Yeah,
even a bad person. Yeah, I told them just the key to practicing is not to be shy. Just
totally,
don't, yeah, just don't mind the other opinions about you or about your practicing because that's what's holding them off. Like that's the limitation of practicing.
totally
Yeah. And then and then he told me that his neighborhood was really, like really tense, like
dangerous
in
or
each
whatever.
home, like they could hear every,
Oh,
even a small conversation between each homes. So yeah, that's a struggle, and the other way to do it was just going to, like a studio
hmm,
and rent the space and do what you like. Just like screaming, it just happens. Like uh, you know, it will just develop. This kind of feeling in your throat. When you'll know it when you're doing it wrong and when you're doing it right. I just don't think about doing. I mean, like, don't try to like find a really correct technique to do it.
yeah,
Just keep doing it until you feel it in your throat. That's how I do it.
yeah. I will try to still learning and having like a really good technique because I'm really interested about making vocals because like my main goal or my main dream is like as you made like creating a like a all man project, you know. So one man project that I can make everything because I have everything. You see the drums, you see the guitar there,
Uh,
and I have the bass in the other part of the house. And I have everything to make it. So I will keep learning and practicing. So thank you for the motivation, because for me, my girlfriend is always every day like, bro, shut the fuck up. You are screaming every day. And and I really want to make it in a proper way, so to at least feel better, because I've been like trying to scream since I was 13. I'm 24 now, and I get better noises, but not the best technique. So I will try my best. Uh,
Looking forward.
yeah, moving to something like really related a little bit. I want to know about, in general, if you could tell me about your creative process, like from the initial idea of the song through composition. You tell me that it's like more of having an idea and sitting down with your guitar or whatever and start creating music, and that's it, and recording, to the until the final song that you want to release.
Okay, so in Soulless, I just, like normally while trying to make something for Soulless, you just like opening the door and then trying to
Hmm.
play around with guitar until I find, like the best melodies and the best feelings while recording it, because that's the main, I mean, like the most important thing in creating music for me,
Yeah.
because at least you have to, like feel it. You have to really feel the, like the atmosphere that's going on in my mind. Uh, yeah, just like trying to, like record the first part and then record another part. And I normally would, because I don't play drums.
Hmm.
I never played. I mean, I played drums just like as a beginner, like 4x4, something like that. And
Yeah.
then I normally would use like drum samples, or even you call it drum MIDIs.
Hmm.
And then I just, like try to draw the patterns. And
Yeah.
then
Programming the drums.
yeah, yeah, and I just follow the drums, something like that,
Hmm.
until I find the, like a specific verse that's gonna be perfect to be in a song. So I'll just, and that first part, I mean, like this small part that I have created would be, like it just happens naturally, playing around, and then until the song is finished. That's just that's just how I do it normally. I'm sorry, I just can't really describe it, but because I'm I'm being serious. I don't really think about making music at all. I don't think that much. I really want to, like try to create, even the song it would be a failure. Even I'll just make it, and then I'll decide it later if I'm gonna release it or not.
Yeah, you just like sit down with your guitar. You have feelings
Yeah,
about you want to express in the music, and the music comes out like naturally, as you said.
yeah.
So you don't
Uh,
overthink a lot about the music that you make. It comes naturally, and that's it.
well, obviously I have to think about the theme first.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the color and the atmosphere.
Hmm.
The theme would normally comes from, yeah, as I said before, I really love to translate something from my dream. It also comes from a dream.
Yeah.
And yeah, like having this one pillar to create the music that I want to release. That's the normal way to do it.
Hmm.
And yeah, just after the instruments are finished, and then I create the lyrics of each songs, just like thinking about the situation and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I love writing stuff when I was, like when I'm not doing anything at work.
Hmm.
I love writing lyrics and just making, at least making some words.
Hmm.
And then I'll I will just try to expand those words, even sentences, at the like the final, I mean like the final part of the process. Yeah, that's how I do it normally.
Yeah, that's amazing. And also, I don't know if you are behind the production and mastering as well.
Yeah, I also learned that from YouTube, mostly from YouTube. Yeah, because that's as in mixing and mastering my own songs. That's the most painful
Yeah,
part.
difficult.
I mean, like it's not that difficult. It's not about difficulties. It's just about like not being able to decide how it's gonna sound. I mean, like the perfect sound that you wanted. Because I'm a really perfectionist person.
Mhm.
I think about perfection a lot because you'll never get the perfection. You'll never get to perfection, and then it would take a year just to mix it.
Yeah.
Even I even I just even I just put a song as a final mix, and a few days later I would like think about that song that I mix and master and go back to the
Yeah,
project.
overthinking later,
Yeah,
even that
overthinking.
song
It just
is finished and everything.
even when I'm already at my own bed and I'm laying around trying to sleep, and then at 4 p.m. I would wake up and turn my PC on and open the project again just to tweak this little equalizer that nobody would notice. I mean, like, probably that's universal problems for, like music producer.
Mhm.
And that's the most painful part.
Yes, because
But
I guess that even when you release the music, you are
mm,
still like finding something that you can even improve, right?
yeah, that's correct. And the most fun part was to, was to record it because when when recording a demo, you try to, like as as emotional as you can get,
Hmm.
and you really try hard to express everything. That's I sometimes I cry. I even cried to, like when playing guitar and doing ambience. I literally cried just by doing that. That's the
Hmm.
most, I mean, like my favorite thing while making music. And then I mean like a real recording section started. That's really, like really different because when you re-recording your music, you have different expressions.
Yeah.
You really have, I mean, like even your power or your emotion are different from the times that you create those demos.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, that's making music is painful, but there's
Healthy at
nothing
the
I
same
can
time.
do. Yeah, it's healthy at the same time, and also I really I literally would never do anything outside of making music. I have other hobbies as well, but making music is the only thing that I mean, like music in general is the only thing that
Hmm.
I would take to my demise because I really love doing that.
Yeah, same here. I love it. And and also you told me about the production mastering, and I want to talk a little bit more about the album covers, the even the covers of the EPs and the singles. I've noticed, the high quality of the artwork that you usually use to that music that releases. What usually inspires you when choosing a specific cover art? Does it usually come from? And I don't know if you have the same opinion as me, but for me, like an album cover usually reflects the music that you are gonna listen in the album, in the EP, or even the single. And if you feel that honestly these album covers reflects the music people are going to listen to.
Yeah, so when the music writing process are done, like 100% done, I really love to, like to listen to those words that I have done so many times over and over again. And then suddenly it would, like the color and the feelings and the atmosphere of the, let's just say, image, it would come out from my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It just like comes naturally. Oh, it's gonna this song's gonna be looks like this.
Yeah.
Like the image of this song would be really look like this. Yeah, that's then I just pick. I love doing. I mean, like going to the mountains, from to hills, even to the forest. The fact that where I live, I'm in a tropical country, and also where I live, there's a lot of mountains,
Mm-hmm.
then hills, and then forests. So I love going to those places and wander around and taking some pictures because that's I have a lot in my phone, just like pictures of even trees, even like just like the slope of hills. I love doing that, and yeah, that's how I would imagine the song. Like at least it sounds like like the picture, or
Yeah.
even when you looking at the picture, you would hear the songs that you create. Like that's what I like, and then I just edit it through Photoshop. Those applies to my first three albums. I mean, like even four albums: Lost in Mind, Unreachable,
Mm-hmm.
even Hero,
Yeah.
the split I did with Damien. It comes from the pictures that I had on my phone, and I'll just edit it out. Even Shine in Purity, the last two albums. But for the last album, The Supreme Resurgence,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I put a commission to someone.
Yeah, I saw the
Uh,
credits that it's like a picture from someone else, right? Or something like that.
it's, I paid the artist to
Oh,
create.
okay.
Yeah, I actually paid the artist to create the
The
album
artwork.
cover because I wanted it to be, like to be fantasy type of stuff, because it's my own world. I'm the creator of this world. Let's just say I'm the god of this world.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to, not to make it look really cheap,
Yeah.
I just wanted to, I wanted it to be look as, as
Something more professional, you mean?
something, yeah, something more professional, and then have a lot of values in that. That's what I'm trying to do. Yes, and he did it. He really, he got what I even imagine. It's the same. I mean, like it's the
Picture.
same atmosphere. It's the same image.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that.
Yeah. That's so nice, man. Then, like, is related to the artworks. We can talk about the physical copies that you have been consistently releasing your work in physical formats. Also, well, first of all, I want to ask you how important do you think physical formats are nowadays? Because for me, like physical formats is a tangible or a real way, or I don't know how to say it, a real way to embrace or hug the music that you actually like. It's like a piece of your soul in your hands. And I don't know if you have feel if you feel the same way that I feel with physical formats. But I was also wanted to ask you because since I saw that you have like a lot of releases through Flowing Downward, and I want to ask you how that collaboration or that connection happened as well.
Yeah. So I kind of agree with you because physical format is really important. I mean, like that's the real thing. I
Hmm.
mean, like just having a physical format is like a certificate to a musician, like that your work are done, your music are done in a as you wanted, and then somebody tried to release it for you. That's like that's the main goal
Yeah.
of being a musician, just having your music to be real. Um, I don't, like during this day, people would normally stream it, and they feel like physical format are just like like supporting the artists, because that's true because to support the artists, you need to buy from them because
Yeah,
they need money to,
to keep going.
yeah, to keep going, to, even to upgrade their effects or even to upgrade their system. It's literally to upgrade everything. Even some artists are, like making a life just from royalties and stuff.
Hmm.
But personally, I don't really care about, like having a physical format or not, because the fact that, online streaming platform are really helpful for musician right now, because my personal opinion was just like to create music, it's only just to let people to listen to it, no matter how,
Yeah,
even in streaming platform, if even in physical format. So I'm open to, like anything, as long as my music can be heard
yeah,
everywhere by everyone, even labels who wants to, like to release my music, I'll go down for it. Even when some YouTube channels want to upload my albums, I would just, like give my song files away just like that, because I don't really think much about, like royalties, because my main vision to make music was just to let people hear
yeah.
my, you know, my creation.
Yeah, you mean that your only goal is to reach everyone with your music and you don't even
Uh,
care about releasing it in a physical format or a streaming format because
yes,
your main goal is just reaching to everyone. And
yeah.
besides that, if you can get money from it, it's like great, but it's not your main
Mm.
goal. That's it.
That's not really my main goal. Like, uh, we're w- in the, like in underground scene, like royalties and all that stuff is like a bonus for me,
Hmm.
because yeah, as I said before, like reaching people is my main goal to do it. And yeah, I'll just let everyone, even flowing downward, contacted me through Facebook that he wants that. I mean, like that's a really big thing, because he even released a female version of the Supreme Resurgence,
Hmm.
because female production was really hard and difficult in Indonesia. Even I don't think there's any female pressing company existing here, because that even a vinyl costs a lot for us. I mean, it's like a copy of vinyl costs like really a lot,
Hmm. I can imagine.
for our, yeah, for our currency. So the fact that Flowing Downward wanted to release vinyls and CDs and cassettes and even T-shirt,
Yeah.
I really love that. That's an opportunity to me. So yeah, it just like they contacted me through Facebook. I just say yes. I'll give. I gave them my, like my song files, and then waited some even months to let them at least, finally release it. So that's really nice for me. That's really helping me, to
To,
get my
yeah.
things together.
And get some recognition as well because I
Yes.
know that even Sadness published a lot of music in a physical release through Flowing Downward.
Mm.
So that's that's actually the first time that I discovered your music through Flowing Downward because I was talking to Andrea that I don't know if you
Yeah.
know her and I was talking to her about something that I ordered from Throwing Downward and then I saw that you had like a lot of physical copies in the same in Bandcamp page of them and I was
Mm.
like, "Who's this guy?" And then I discovered you through Shining Impurity, if I'm not wrong, that album. And
Mm.
then that was the something that I wanted to say. And then yesterday I was like scrolling and listening to your whole discography, every album,
Mm.
and and I wanted to wait until yesterday, to have the time to listen to everything to finally, get the physical copies. So I think next week or in the beginning of the month, I will actually get everything, every physical copy, because I really
Okay.
want to have your music in a physical copy, as I said, because for me it has the same meaning of like having sadness physical copy. For me, it has the same meaning in my soul.
Yeah.
I really I appreciate the music in the same way. So I will try to get everything maybe next week or maybe at the beginning of the month, because I get my paycheck and I don't I'm not like poor, and I will try to get everything. So that's amazing. I really love the fact that we share the same thoughts about physical releases, because it's really important for me to have a lot of them. I don't know if I told you this, but I have like almost 100 copies of just sadness, even life, even tra, even left alone, even abrection that we want to talk about it later, and I don't know, a lot, and even Barrelith. And I have like a lot of bands in a physical copies, because for me, as I said, it's like having in a physical, in a real form, some piece of my soul or some piece of memory that I had in the past. So that's why I want to buy your music as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You don't have to think it.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fact that, as in for me, like this, I mean, like I live in a very poor country. I'm not saying that I'm poor, but like I mean, like I work for money also.
Yeah.
But like to get physical copies from abroad, even from Italy, from US, that's another level of difficulties, because
Hmm.
there's like shipping costs.
Yeah.
It could be go as double as the price of the
It
it's
usually is. Yeah.
the release itself, like even the shipping costs would be a trouble for me. And also like the transaction method, like PayPal and stuff, the banks here, I mean, like most of the banks would not allow, like having an international transaction unless you have a credit card. And also just by having a credit card is really difficult here, you know.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I have to struggle to get my copies from the bands that I listen to.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I think
Yeah.
I'm really lucky to be here, like to live in Spain, because I usually just write in the browser Amazon or even Bandcamp or whatever, and the shipping costs are not as like that. I mean, they are expensive, because when I order something from Bandcamp, it's usually like 20, or it depends on how many albums I want to get, but it goes from 10 euros to 30 euros, that I don't know, it's like to 20, from $20 until $40 or something like that. So it's kind of expensive, but as you said, it's like even really more expensive and difficult in your
Hmm.
situation. So I really appreciate that you still like releasing physical copies for those people who are like me, like we enjoy it that much. So thank you for that. And also, I want to ask you, because I know that you told me a little bit, but you want to talk about more in detail about any project that you have. If you are planning on releasing new music soon, is there any EP, single, or even album on the way that you have a date? You told me that you're gonna release a new album 13 of February, if I'm not wrong. You say
Yes.
13?
Yeah, that's for my other project.
Yeah.
It's for my current project, but as in Soulless, I'm actually still working on
Hmm.
the new album.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably it would take a little more time than I expected because uh since I work and I'm during my final semester on my university, I have to,
Yeah.
like to think about my thesis and stuff. It Like having a free time to make music is really, it's really hard to find it.
Yeah.
But I tried my best, like to keep going, like even like the slightest time possible, even
Mhm.
an hour or 2 hours. I try to open the project and try to make something. Even finding out I'll just watch cartoon in the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's great. But
Uh,
at the, you know,
but
like,
so
yeah,
the new
sorry.
it's just like the new Soulless album is on its way, so just stay tuned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will wait for that. And actually, you can tell me if you are gonna incorporate new elements because as we were like, I was scrolling through the discography. You improve a lot in terms of production, mastering, mixing, and also you incorporate like a lot of new elements. At the beginning, I don't know if it was in the second or third album, you started to incorporate clean vocals that they work more like vocal choirs, if you can say that.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then in the the most recent albums, they are like more symphonic elements. You can say it's like more symphonical, atmospherical black metal or whatever. So are you still gonna keep making this sound? Are you gonna are you thinking about incorporating or including new elements in the new music?
Well, the fact that I listen to, like some epic orchestra a lot,
Hmm.
uh, it doesn't have to be symphonic or like that. It just happened that the theme of the songs that I mean, like the theme of the album that I wanted to create was, like needed some orchestration
Yeah,
happening in there, just like making it more, it's just like a matter of making it more perfect, like that's why I need to put, because for me, because I think that orchestra would be better to put in there to
yeah,
make it more epic, to make it more, like evocative as possible, to make it more alive and emotional. Sometimes I would put some, like old school synthesizer elements.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
it.
but as in for, like music creation development would happen to everyone. It's just like it's developing as time goes by. You learn a lot of stuff. You learn about new stuff. You try to like making it as different as possible than your last album
Yeah.
or your last works. That obviously I would, like start to use different elements because I wanted it to be different. I'm a really perfectionist person.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Amazing, man. So there's like, well, I will be waiting for that release as well. And you know, like I'm some there is something that I'm really curious about because I don't know if you're like I don't know if you have been like in a live concert with some of your projects, but I want to ask you if you are planning to perform live with any of your active projects, and also if so, could you share any upcoming dates that you're gonna?
Well, mostly I did shows with my other projects,
Mhm.
like Souffrance and Burning Voices, because hardcore scene is very massive in here, especially in Indonesia, because you have a hardcore scene in every city,
Yeah.
in every province in Indonesia. But as for metal scene, you still have a lot, but where I live, it's pretty, like dimming. Like it's pretty hard to find the same, like like a literal metalhead, and
Hmm.
also who are interested to organize some gigs.
Yeah.
I mostly like play with my those two Scrams projects because a lot of shows going on for the hardcore scene. And for Soulless, I did my first show ever after 8 years of of creation. Like I think at October, yeah, the
Oh, really?
last October. Yeah, that's the first show. It was from it was in Bukit Tinggi. It's like 4 hours from here, from where I live. That's my first show ever, and then I used to think like doing show wasn't really important because, as I told you before, like my main goal was to not to be famous or
Yeah.
to be watched or to be seen. I just want to be heard, like. And I thought like getting hurt was just like from streaming platforms or physical release. And then I just finally, like realized like how important it is to be able to listen to, like to perform your own music
Yeah.
live. Then I got some courages from my best friends. And fun fact that the same members in Souffrance are helping me, like to play in Soulless.
Wow.
They help,
Amazing.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, they are my best friends. I even think that they are my brothers. Yeah, really thankful for having them, for knowing them. Yeah, so they helped me to live, and like I even saving up to like gather the stuff that I need for those live performance, because it's for solos it's kind of impossible to do everything, because I have a
Yeah.
lot of layers going on. I have a lot of like synthesizer or even orchestra, that which is impossible to do it live, because you have to hire a group of or
Yeah. It's
orchestra to make it like a literal live performance. So I only need to gather like some stuff, or at least a system to make it able
Mhm.
in a live concerts and stuff. And then yeah, so I got, and also it's one of my happiest day in my life, because I got an opportunity to play outside outside of the island,
Mhm.
because Indonesia is very massive country. There's like 5 big islands here. You'd have to go like miles away to go to the other province.
Yeah.
And I did my second show at Bogor. It's in West Java.
Mhm.
And that's really, like that was really magical. And I'm really grateful for that, because, you know, recently, like being able to meet a lot of people,
Mm.
like to connect with people, it's my, like it's my dream. I don't know, it just happens. I used to be a really, like a very, very close, I mean, like introverted person,
Yeah.
because yeah, I don't normally with- meet with people. I just like I stay in my room, and then
I feel you.
even listen to music, and then even play games, online games at my computer. So yeah, I try to like meet with people. I wanted to like, at least if I have my music on like musical platform,
Yeah.
it's already enough for me. And then I try to make it on another level. Like this is the way I figure out. The way is just like being able to do live concerts
Mhm.
and meeting with real people instead of like internet numbers. I just like figure out that's that's a real that's the real musician thing to do.
Yeah, that has to be like a dream, like
Mm,
seeing real people like enjoying the music that you are creating
yes.
in a live concert
Eh,
has to be amazing.
yeah, and you don't know like how they would react, how
Yeah,
would they,
totally.
yeah, they got the music that they create to themselves by just letting them listen to you online. So when the first time I started to do live shows, and I see their faces, like, when listening to my music. And then after the set, they started to, like hugging me and stuff.
Wow.
That's one of my, like I can't explain, I can't describe, but it's really magical. That's another level for me.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't know if someone recorded that because I was like searching on YouTube some live concerts, and that's why maybe I didn't get anything because there's like another band that is like more hardcore or whatever called Soulless as well, that it doesn't
Oh.
is not like not even similar to your project.
Yeah,
And
if you search in YouTube, there's like two different videos of the Supreme Resurgence. The song I performed the song the Supreme Resurgence. There's like two videos, and there's two different plays.
yeah,
The
two
first video
different
was
yeah,
Yeah, the first video was on my for
front
was
row.
from the first show that I had, and then the second video was the second show that I had.
Wow,
And
that's great.
I think there's also another video. It was Shine Purity. It was also from my second concert.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Just type the like the song title.
I will search for
You'll
it
find it.
because I really curious, but I don't think that you are like I'm at least nowadays able to. But that
Mhm.
would be amazing if you travel or you make concerts in Europe in general. Like
Yeah,
that would be
even
amazing, or even US. Like that would be
I mean
amazing.
like even in Indonesia, it's pretty hard to like to move around
Mm.
playing music because the like planes tickets and some just to travel was really expensive here. Even to and I could go like cities to cities by like even only if it's like 4 to 6 hours,
Yeah,
you know like distance. But for like from another island to just to go to another island in this country is really expensive, and I have to like to be responsible to my other, because it's a one-man project, because it's not a band.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a one-man project, it's my project, and I just can't like it doesn't feel right to ask them to like to
yeah.
contribute financially
Yeah, it's difficult.
doing tours and transportation, even for literally for everything that we're doing during the tour. So that's the only struggle that I have.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I can like if somebody try like wanted to like help us
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in a way, I'm literally down with anything.
I guess some people from Europe or even from US are like interested on joining you as a band to being able to at least make that happen, like having a band in each different part of the world, right?
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. I already thought about that, actually. But yeah, like it's just like you're gonna need a lot of practicing
Yeah,
doing, like even a rehearsal is is really important for me, because as I told you before, I'm not a really good guitarist. I just, like just, like practicing really hard for me.
yeah. And it's really difficult because a lot of people tells me this every time that when they make music, they don't usually write the music that they did, so they don't when they try to play the song again like 2 months later, they are not able to make it.
Yeah, that's what that's what I've been through. That's a lot.
Yeah, and you know what, but that will be possible. I mean, like Sadness, Damian has this band that is going on tour in US that they joined for helping him, that they are like kind of related. But it's possible, but it really needs like a lot of work behind it. but it's possible. So
Mm.
I hope that someday you can travel with your, maybe, I don't know, just imagine flowing down world festival in Europe, and they can bring you here or whatever. Like, we can just figure it
That
out.
would, yeah, that would be really great. That would be really, like a dream for me. I'm open to anything, but like there's a lot of stuff to, figure out because you have to, like because I'm an active worker, I have to work actively
Yeah,
here.
that's it.
Yeah, so yeah, I just can't being away for even
Yeah,
weeks or months. That's the only problem actually.
yeah.
But if I was, like unemployed, you know, I'm done with going anywhere. But that's a thanks for the idea. I could try that some days for,
That would be
like for
nice.
the show in the other island in my country.
Just
That's a good.
try it to just try to post an Instagram story someday asking for someone to help you with the Soulless
Yeah,
project out there Indonesia, and they will probably like DM you a lot of people.
yeah. Let's see what that.
Yeah, and then we had that personal and musical questions. We are moving to the longest one. I'm really sorry, but we are
That's
moving
all right.
to,
I have all the time. Don't worry.
yeah, we have this main one, this main block, question block called Soulless as well. And
Mm.
I have a couple questions before going through your discography. I want to ask you first. That will be maybe a really simple answer or maybe a little bit deep one, But I
Yeah.
want to ask you, what is the origin of the name of the project, and what does it represent to you?
Well, yeah. As I told you before, during the first albums, the first two albums, that was the most difficult time in my life because like existential crisis
Yeah.
and being depressed and suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
The name Soulless comes from, I know, I'll be honest, I can't say I'm a good person. I felt like I was a terrible, really terrible person. I'm a bad person. I hurt, like I hurt a few people, and I just felt that I'm a soulless person.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just like happened. Yeah, just thinking about those time was really awkward for me,
Yeah.
because during those ages you try to find who you really are, and you think a lot about what you done, what you did to people, and it just happens that I only think about the ones that I hurt, and that's how it comes. I mean like the name. That's how the name comes
Mm-hmm.
for Soulless. Uh, yeah, that, and also the some people would say that my music is soulful, and
Mm-hmm.
also it goes. I mean like a very mirroring to what I create because Soulless music was really soulful
Mm-hmm.
and like emotional. You can't really tell. I mean, like you can really say that your project Soulless. That's that's interesting for me because you don't have to. For me, you don't really have to be. You don't have to had a soul to like to show who you are, what's
Yeah.
going on inside of you.
Yeah. Totally.
All it needs was just your nature because it's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. If I have to say something about you said the things you said, I
Mm,
can definitely tell you something that maybe can feel makes you feel better or maybe not. But as a person that I've been that I had suffered that type of thoughts,
mm,
I can tell you that I don't think that the things or the actions that you did in the past define you nowadays, who you are, Like, I don't honestly like know you in real life, and I don't live with you or whatever, but I can honestly say that you're not a bad person. Maybe you had some bad actions in the past, but if nowadays you are like keep trying to be better and to still learning how to be better, that's the main that's the most important thing. Like, you nowadays, I don't feel you are not a bad person nowadays, and but maybe in the past I had as well bad actions, bad situations. I've been like a dickhead in the past, but nowadays, if you have changed and everything, and you are going better in that situations, I can tell you that nowadays you are a good person, and that's it. So it's really difficult to take that feeling and that thought of your mind and your head, but someone that doesn't know you, when someone tells you, I have your friend doesn't feel, I don't feel that he's like a really good person or whatever, that you don't need to know the person before saying that thought. I can feel the same with you. Like, I can feel that you are not a good, that you are not a bad person, and it's, I don't know if if it makes you feel better, but for me, it's like from outside, I can feel that. So you have that honest, transparent, sensible, and beautiful aura. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like,
Yeah, thank you for that.
it's really difficult to take that thought of your head or of your mind, because it's really something that you actually create by yourself, that thought. And but it really helps when someone from outside can tell you that you don't like you don't look like a bad person. So I hope that that thought finally gets out of your head, because it's really dangerous, as you know.
Yeah.
And well, that's it. I just wanted to tell you that. And something that we talk about it before, and I'm really interested about it. You told me your personal influences, like bands or artists, but what would you say are the main musical influences behind this project? Talking about Soulless, mainly.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, like you told me before that in your personal daily life you had like a bands or artist that you actually like and enjoy.
Mm.
But talking about this project, what would you say are the main musical influences in behind this project? Like, to start Soulless.
Well, obviously, I the first when the first I create Soulless, I listen to a lot of DSPM, like a straightforward DSPM.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to Happy Days, I like. Those are my influence on the first, and then I lis- yeah, I also listen to Words of Desolation,
Mm-hmm.
and then I discovered Sadness when I think it's a split album. Yes, the song's called Vivify. That's the
Yeah.
first song that I
Mm-hmm.
I discovered from Sadness by just like having those playlists, like those bands that I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
I try to like play, like try to combine them to make it looks original, at least to be original,
Yeah.
combining the elements, the sounds. I mean, to start the process of making Soulless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious nowadays, because as I also seen people commenting about how my music sounds a lot like Sadness, and
I don't think so.
and all, yeah, and also, yeah, probably just it's just like combination of the
Those
like
elements.
the bands that I listen to, the elements of the bands that I listen to.
Mm.
Those are my main influences. For Soulless, I listen. Yeah, I done while doing the creation process. I tried not to listen to bands or any music related to the genre that I play, because you know disturb the originality of what I tried to create.
Yeah.
Mm.
Totally. So creating, well, scrolling through your discography, I saw that you started this project in 2017, if I'm not wrong, but you didn't release anything until September 2018. where we had your first release that is actually split with another artist, another band called Digotal.
Oh
The
yeah.
the split is called Padang Outer North Depression.
Yes.
And before speaking a little bit about the track list, because I have annotations to every song of every album, so before speaking a little bit about the track list, I want to ask you, how did that collaboration come about, and what is your personal background with Digotal?
Funny part, when I the first time I heard about DSBM was from a show back in 2016 or 2017. The Hotel was playing in that show, like that's the first time I heard. I mean, like I heard about DSBM 2000. I think it was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really remember. That's the first time I asked him a lot of stuff about the music style and the bands in the same
Yeah.
musical style. So yeah, that's what it just like, like this, when you listen to a lot of deathcore, slam death metal, or even brutal death metal, and then it just comes suddenly, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is who you are, like this is for you, because it just like, like it just fits you like this. I can't really describe it. That just
Yeah.
happens like that. So I asked him a lot of stuff, and then Soulless happens. 2017 Soulless happens, and I started to dig out more about DSPM, about like about atmospheric black metal, and then like create the creation process started. So I finished two songs, I guess. Yeah, I finished two songs, and then Diotol also asked me if I wanted to do a split for like for the at, at least for the first release before I'm able to make an album.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with it. It's just like this is my first time of releasing stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so excited about that. And we release Padang Padang Outer North Depression. Yeah, that's what's really, like really magical for me
Mm-hmm.
those times, like the being able to release stuff. Finally to release stuff on your own.
Yeah. Also, I have to say about it, like it's a really interesting split where we get like beautiful and at the same time sad melodies by songs like Pouring Rain at Dawn by Digotal,
Hmm.
and for the
I
other
love that.
hand, we get like beautiful atmospheres and songs like Last Moment that reminds me a lot of the vibe of the I Want to Be There album. I For me, this
Oh,
is the only song that I can tell that is like kind of similar of the sadness stuff. For me, it reminds me a lot of the songs of the song I Want to Be There, or even In the Distant Travels or whatever. Like that album for me is like really important for me, and I feel that connection. In this song, I really have to highlight your vocals and guitar melodies. For me, this song is just perfect in this EP. And in the other hand, I love how depressive and beautiful are songs like The Beauty of Misery. I have to say that this song actually, like for me, changed my life in the best way possible. I have to, thank you for this song, honestly. And we have
appreciate that.
finally like a depressing and desolating song like Fading Memories that reminds me a lot of the old sadness, era. But at the same time, for me, it sounds like really unique and beautiful. I have to thank you for this split, and the work that you made here is amazing, even though that's your first release. I saw that before this first release, you had like I don't know if that's true, but you had like a demo of two songs that it was Last Moment and The Beauty of Misery or something like that.
Oh yeah. So I try to, like I have no idea how, like releasing works. I mean, like every release works, like an album or even a split or even a single. I have zero knowledge about that during that
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I did the split. I did the split with Digotol, and then
Mhm.
I removed the first ever demo
Yeah.
because then I figure out because you can't really like release stuff again over and over again with different albums or different split, like back. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's just basically like the split. The first split was the first demo, you know.
Hmm. That's amazing because you actually in October 2018, sorry, we
Yeah.
finally have your first full-length album called Lost in Mind.
Mm,
And it's really curious because in this album you included three of the songs of that first split as well.
yes.
Fading Memories, Last Moment, and The Beauty of Mystery. I want to ask you, why did you decide to put those songs in this first full-length album? Maybe because you wanted to make the songs like your own, like that songs just for you, or just you just wanted to include it in the first album because no reason.
Yeah. Just because you have to, I guess it was just you have to reach specific duration to make it an album, and I just wanted to release an album,
Mm-hmm.
like a full length album. So that's why I just include because, and also at the same time, those are just like the songs that I think are already finished and
Mm-hmm.
what I have, So I just put everything together. So I just think that it's alright to, like to include it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I don't really mind about right now. I just can think about having an album to be released again
Mm-hmm.
over and over.
I understand.
Mm.
Also, this album included the lyrics for these three songs that I think that they were not available and in these first releases. So in Fading Memories, we can extract the pain of a lost love, and in Last Moment, we have this feeling, but even more intense, something more related to traumatic grief or sadness. And then in The Beauty of Misery, we have something more melancholic, but still sad. You told me a little bit. You don't have to tell me, but you told me that you were going through a lot, struggling and having such a bad stage of your life in that era. If I'm not wrong, as you told me, and I don't want to ask you again because
That's all right.
remembering.
I'm actually happy to share what it's just like I am it felt a little bit awkward and struggling, but I'm really glad to share my past thoughts to somebody or to everyone.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was from like my story during those time,
Mhm.
mostly about like first love, like not
I feel
being
you.
not getting a lot of love because like some shitty shits that happened in with my ex-girlfriends and also family problems and stuff. Uh, and also I lost one role model for me. He was my uncle. He
I'm sorry
died.
for that.
Yeah, he died. So I really love him, and he's the only role model for me. Like in terms of attitude, even he's the first person who taught me to play guitar. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that's just like having those stuff at the same time drives me to like at least to do something to like to
The lyrics.
write the situation
Hmm.
better and letting people to know because I when sharing things it kind of be funny to me because I tend to be oversharing a lot.
Hmm.
So I'm not really good at sharing things with people. So at least for me to share what I've been through is by to create uh in a form of art.
Yeah. Totally. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you for being honest, and I'm really sorry for that loss. I know that nowadays, like being like musician, mostly guitar player and vocalist, has to be like really difficult to have that thought in your head every day. But honestly, thank you for being that honest, and I'm really sorry for that loss. And then, moving to this next song, there's a song called "The Void Inside" with that epicity in terms of instrumentals that sounds like so desolating, and that lyrically it talks about a huge loneliness. And like for me, it's like an amazing song. I especially the last minute of the song is really chaotic. That is something that you actually have like a structure in almost every. And I don't know if saying like every song, but like most of the songs have this structure where you get this in calm and chill intro, and then there is something more chaotic, and there is calm, and there is like something even more chaotic. That is something that you actually make a lot. For you, I want to ask you, that is like a maybe really obvious answer, but what does this musical chaos represent to you? It's like a way to represent the sadness or uh, grief that you were going through.
Yeah, that's a really great, I mean, like question because that's the most fun part of creating music. Like in terms of theory, I have zero knowledge about music theory. I don't even know that like the structures, like the verse, the chorus, the bridge. I don't even know the stuff. What are the stuff? It just like when making music, all I think about was the story
Yeah.
and it just like how it felt. I mean, like the feelings of the situation, the atmosphere, and the emotions. It's mostly about emotions, like the emotion that you're going through. So that's why I don't most of my music I don't go with like probably most of the songs. I mean, like professional in a professional way they would put like a proper structure like
Hmm.
verse or
Yeah.
chorus and then verse again and then bridge and whatever. I I never do that. It just like as I told you before, it just happens like trying to like close your eyes,
Yeah.
playing guitar, like playing it slowly, and then it just builds up. Like when you're just from slow to more chaotic to more epic to more whatever you call it. It was just building up. It just happens. Like
Hmm.
that's what I can say about it. Like it just happens. I didn't make the structures. I don't think about the structures.
Yeah, but like it sounds like most of the songs have this structure, and you can say
Yeah.
that for me at least, what I extract from that chaotic parts is like maybe the feelings that you were going through in that moment. So that's really really nice. In this album as well, we have a surprise, a cover of Vivify by
Yeah.
Sadness, that honestly I have to tell you that for me even sounds more powerful and better with your production and vocals. Congrats for making this song even better. And why covering this song specifically?
Because like during those times,
Hmm.
that's the only song that I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot. You can tell that the production wise pretty similar to the song. I mean, like the album production wise, it's pretty similar to VB5. A
Hmm.
lot of reverbs, a lot of tremolo picking, a lot of that stuff. Um, and also the story. I also asked Damien, like the lyrics of the
Nice.
song,
Hmm.
and he just gave it away. Thanks him for that. So it just happens that this song would fit, like like a general story in the
Hmm.
album. It just fits. So that's why I decided to, to cover that song and to put an album. Once again, like I I just wanted to, like make a specific duration to make it as album. So that's why I can't really think I'm not I can't really think of another stuff to create, you know. I just want it to be released as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And at least in that back, I don't really care if it's a cover or just some old song, old demo that I put it again in the album. And at least it's just released, so that's enough for me.
Hmm.
Because
Amazing.
during those time, once again, I really don't have knowledge about, how releasing words, how, like the the terms of releasing something.
Yeah.
So I figure out just to release it, and then moving on to the next album, I started to, like learn about, like releasing, and then I mean like the industrial way of, like of releasing music.
Hmm. Amazing, because in the, as you said, it was like a story. Finally,
Mm.
in this album, we have a song that serves as a closure of the grief that you were suffering through the entire album. It feels like a way to close chapters of everything that you were going through in the album. And this song is Final Border, a slower but still emotional song that I really love really much. And congrats on that album, because it's like
Yeah.
amazing for me. And then in July 2019, you released your second full-length album called Unreachable. Regarding the track list, firstly, we have a song that fits perfectly as an intro, Irreplaceable, a slow and emotional song with dark and desolating vocals and beautiful guitar melodies that I really enjoy. And then we have a song that is actually a collaboration with Chris Green from Grief and Bliss.
Mhm.
And firstly, I want to ask you, what is your personal background with him, and how did this collaboration come about?
Well, I think I discovered him in Bandcamp, his project Griffin and Bliss, and I can't really remember because I'm really forgetful people. I can't really remember what been happening in the past few years. I mean, I'm bad at memories. I think it was because I discovered his music and we followed each other,
Mhm.
and then we talked about, like our influences, even sharing music that we like. And yeah, I really love his music. I really love his voice.
Yeah,
I
totally.
really love his voice, and I then, as my knowledge started to, like developing, I think like I thought was collaborating with other artists would, like would help to expand your listener.
Yeah.
Uh, and also at the same time, because I think I would love his voice to be in my song, like he
Hmm.
has, because I love his songs, it means that I have the same energy as him, like
Totally.
he successfully put his energy into me, and I embrace the energy. So I just wanted his voice to be in my song,
Hmm. Amazing, man.
and he agreed to it. So yeah, that just happens. We only, like talk in the internet.
I wanted to, talking about this song as well. For me, it has a strong and beautiful atmosphere that expresses like a lot of melancholic feelings as well. And I love the fact that this song has like two sections. There's like an instrumental part that separates the first section to the second section. And in this second section, I love the fact that the vocals of Chris appear, and it's like really beautiful, the contrast with the dark and aggressive and raw vocals in the background. And I love as well how chaotic the last minute of the song is. Amazing song. It has to be one of my favorite of the album as well. And then we have another cover that this time is a cover for the song Somehow by Woods
Somehow.
of Desolation. Amazing band, amazing cover as well. I love how you always put your essence in the covers so they don't sound that similar to the original ones. So they are like more like a reimagination of the original song, not as exactly like a cover. And it's amazing. Congrats on this song as well. And then we reach to the song called We Were Here. Such a beautiful, atmospheric, and emotive song. I love the fact that the intro is really calm, and then it breaks to something really intense in terms of emotions that my heart literally melted. And you know, this song is amazing, the most emotional and desolating song in the album for sure. And honestly, I have to tell you that I tear up every time that I listen to it. So congrats on achieving that feeling.
Thank you.
Then, sorry for making this fast. If we have a lot of going through, so if you can stop me whenever you want.
Yeah, that's
Uh
right.
Next we have the foreshadow of loneliness, a song that has this beautiful open chord electric guitar at the beginning. Then some other guitar layers, you know, combined with this first one with a beautiful melody, and then the song breaks with intensity, and we receive every emotion in the whole body. Really love this song and how the guitar melodies work so well at it in this one. And then there is a song called Out of Reach, a song with a calm intro, but then it fades to something more chaotic and beautiful. That's why I was telling you like this structure. And I love how the vocals are hidden in the background and they work like as another atmospheric element in the song. And also, I love how you gave the most importance to the guitar melodies in this song. And there is like this piano part that builds up to the most chaotic stuff. Like there's a part in the song that is like some piano melody, and then it leads to something more chaotic. Like I really love this song, and it has to be my favorite in terms of section and melodies. Like it's my favorite one in that terms. Finally, the last song of this amazing second full length album, the song called One Last Goodbye. Such an emotional, beautiful, sad, and desolating song that made my heart twist. Beautiful melodies, desolating vocals. I don't know, for me, this is the perfect outro for an amazing album like this, with that piano section in the end. And finally, I have to say, overall, it made me think a lot about some stuff that I still have inside of me. And I have to be honest with you, I cried a lot while listening to it, even though I didn't even have the lyrics with me. So thank you for this release.
You can, like, if you want, I'll send the lyrics, bro. If you don't have the lyrics, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have them because even without the lyrics in my
Yeah.
in next to me, for me I felt like a lot this album. So thank you for releasing it. I really love it. Then in May 2020, we get one of your most known releases, that is the split with Sadness, in Autumnus, and Grief and Gliss, called Heroeth.
Yeah.
In this split, Sadness has 3 songs: For Everything, May, and I Was Born in Two Bodies, in which he has always made a wonderful work. And firstly, I want to ask you, when did you met Damian, and what is your personal background with him?
Yeah, the fact that Damien is one of my influences.
Amazing.
Like I really love all of his stuff, and like I thank him from the deepest part of my heart for his music.
Same here.
So, and also he's a really nice person. He's open to, you know, to collaborate with another artist, even it's a new artist. He's open to it, and we we just talk in Facebook. We just sending messages, and I was just asking him his about his works, just like that, just like some small questions that I asked him,
Mhm.
and then yeah, that's just it. Like when the split was planned, I mean, like I connected with this guy named Mike from Inatumnus.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also I know Chris from Griffin Bliss from before. So I just want like try to collaborate with more. I mean, like in a different way.
Mhm.
I mean, like by more artists from different countries and different place in the world. So I planned it. I planned it. So I contacted Mike. Asked him if he, because I also love his early. I mean, like his older old stuff.
Mhm.
In Autumnus Ephemeral. That's really beautiful for me. So I asked him if he wanted to do a split, and he's down to it. And then I asked Damien if he wanted to do a split, and if he's open to do a split, and he's down with it. I was really, excited, like to be, to be in a release with the, like with your favorite
Yeah,
artist. And I figure out that probably this is not, I mean, like it's not long enough. I wanted it to be, like to be really long so people would, like to sit down and enjoy to listen to the other style of each artist,
yeah,
like because I think I mean, like we have the same, same style in that split album. So yeah, I contacted Chris if he wanted to join the split, and he's also down with it. So yeah, we waited for a few months, finishing the songs that we are about to create for the split. Yeah, and it finally got released.
yeah. It's amazing
I'm
because
glad. Yeah, I'm glad I'm really glad it's happening because that's also like a gateway for me to, people to discover more about Soulless.
totally,
Yeah, like I was, yeah, like probably some people from different parts of the world already, like listen to Soulless when, when Unreachables comes out, because I promote the album through Black Metal Promotion
hmm
in YouTube, so more people to, like more people can discover the album. But yeah, just like in a wider range, the split album was really helping, like people get started. Even in my own country, people start to, like,
to know about
recognize,
you. Hmm
yeah, to know about Soulless more, because it was a really great, great output from
Yeah,
every one of us, like I also bring, like different music, because atmospheric black metal or even black gaze or even TSBM was really, like was the even underground more than underground music itself. It was really
yeah, niche.
buried. Yeah, it was really niche. It's very few, really few people know about those stuff, But I'm glad that I can at least, show people, to more people, that this type of music
Exists.
exists.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also people, like hopefully people would start, making the similar style
yeah,
in when making projects, and I'm glad to be a part of that.
yeah, totally. And it's amazing that he told me in the interview, like he was in that stage, he was like really open about making splits because he likes a lot to create music with with different people and other stuff. And I love this split because I think it's the first split that I listened to that it has like four different projects at the same time. And it's crazy because it's like 12 songs, three songs each project. And there are like three songs from Inautomous as well. The songs called Days of Heaven, Persistent Dreams, and Multitudes. Amazing job that he made in that songs as well. And three songs as well from Grief and Bliss, One More Day, The Summit, and A Walking Void, in which he also did a wonderful job. Before, well, you told me about the how did you decide to make this split. So let's move to your songs in this split. Firstly, we have Belong, a song with a beautiful intro that leads into something really chaotic with amazing blast beats, melodies, and desolating vocals. I have to highlight the last 2 minutes of the song because are just incredible. And then we have the song I'll Always Be There, another song with a beautiful and calm intro that leads into something really emotional with tremolo picking, beautiful ghetto melodies, and then amazing blast beats. ending with something more calm again and hopeful. I really love this song, the how optimistic it's in the end. And finally, we have my favorite song in this split, that is See You When the Sky Turns Purple. For me, it's like the best one here. One of the most beautiful titles as well that I ever seen. A 10 plus minute song that has everything. A 2 minute calm intro, chaotic stuff, scenes, beautiful vocals, emotion, sensitivity, fast blast beats, and a beautiful ending. This is my favorite one of the split so far. So thank you for for being the or having the best song in this four people split.
I I I can't say it's the best song, but thank you.
For me, it's like the best one in the entire split. Is
Right.
the only one that I usually have like in my playlist in for from this split.
I'm, this is my like my favorite thing to share because this one particular split was really special for me because that's, like the split is like it's like my true character. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like that's where I find my who I am and like who I intend to what my character in
Mm-hmm.
case of musical creation. This is where the dreaming happens. I mean, like when I started to create music from a dream, the dream was really magical, and I always think about the dream all the time. I thought about the dream. It's like a core memory to me.
Mm-hmm.
The dream and being able to make it to turn it into a song or even three songs, even a split album with and also a split album with some of your favorite
Mm-hmm.
musicians.
Totally.
That Yeah, that's the most special one. I'll tell a story about those three songs. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it comes from a dream. The dream was, there's this one time I went on a hiking to like to a really remote area
Mm-hmm.
in my like in my province. It's like 5 hours of driving together
Okay.
because I was really curious about how it looked like from up close, like being in there.
Yeah.
It was it's a place called we say it Puncak Gaguan here. Uh, yeah, it was a really beautiful place. It's like it's very calming and very cool. And then the like during those trip during those hikes, I some locals stopped me from like from climbing to the hills, because
Yeah.
it was rainy and it was really wet. It was slippery during when I the first I visited that place. So some locals tried to stop me not to go there, but I insisted. Like I ignored them. I just followed my own desire. I went uphill without thinking about my safety. It was very tiring. It was like 30 minutes of climbing. You're
Wow.
not just walking to get to, like to the place that I wanted to be. You're gonna need to, like climb. I really climbing a rock. It's not that hard. I mean, it's like you have to step
Yeah.
through some rocks. After 30 minutes of climbing, it was really tiring. I planned to rest because, my body couldn't handle, like the exhaustion.
Mhm.
So I lay down. Do you know like where this state where you're about to go to sleep, like you're feeling that you're already sleeping, but you're conscious
Yeah. Totally.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that you're already sleeping, but you can't say that you're conscious. I'm not sure what happened back there to me. It just was just it felt like you're dreaming. I mean, like you're just sleeping, but you felt like 100% conscious. So during that, I I'm not sure if I hallucinating or it was just a dream from the like from the resting during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I I met this one person. I mean, like one woman who keeps telling me to, like she wanted to follow me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming. She repeatedly say, like over and over again, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you. And then the sky was purple.
Mm-hmm.
The sky was purple. And then yeah, that's how it happens. I mean, like that's the most interesting part to me. I was, I'm not sure if I'm asleep or if I'm awake or if I'm hallucinating. That stuff just happened, like meeting a person, because Indonesia is very, I don't really believe that type of like mythical stuff or even like ghosts or,
Mm-hmm.
but that's very, like spiritual concerning to me because that's very rare happening to some person. So yeah, that's very interesting story. I
Yeah, yeah, it
was I
is.
was I was literally shocked when I experienced that type of stuff. I mean, like I figure out. I kept thinking about like who is she? What did she mean about that? Why she wanted to come? Like I tried to like to share it to my friends. Some who believe about this mythical stuff told me that some like some spirit wanted to wanted to be close to you.
Wow.
Like I mean like I don't believe that, but that would be really
Be-
epic if like
beautiful.
yeah some some spirit wanted to be close to you, wanted to follow you wherever you are. And I tried to like suggesting that that thing happened. I mean like the thing is happening, some spirit is following me even though I don't believe in it. And I felt like by thinking about that it makes me feel like feel magical and feel spatial, you
Mm-hmm.
know just to
Like
having
protected. You felt
yeah,
protected in that time, right?
just like guardian angel,
Yeah, totally.
they call it. Yeah, and
Wow.
then like wondering who that was. And like thinking about that place over and over again
Mm-hmm.
with the same atmosphere, the same color, the same vision that I had during that, like during that trip experiences. I tried to make a story out of it. The story was, like, yeah, those three songs was the story of that. I
Wow.
mean, like, I'm really excited, even I had goosebumps,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like
Same here, same here.
telling, I mean, like, sharing the story.
I
That's my
appreciate that.
most favorite one.
Thank you for
And
sharing it. Like it's really beautiful, and as you said, you cannot. Maybe you don't believe in that, but at the same time, it's something that it's really powerful.
yeah,
Like
it's,
just for listen to it. Like I don't know. That's an amazing story. So thank you for sharing it. Like and it's amazing the fact that you actually that story like that situation had that such a impact in yourself that you decided to create a three-song story. Like it's amazing. Like I love it. I love it. I didn't know that story until now, and I'm surprised. Like I appreciate it.
yeah, yeah. I also appreciate that you like it. Even some people actually like that. I appreciate it.
It's
Thank you.
really curious and interesting. So it's not just about believing, it's just about how interesting it is the story. So I appreciate it really much. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. So shocking. Moving to November of the same year, uh, this time we get this new full length album called Shining Purity, an amazing record. Actually, for me, it's my favorite one of your discography. Maybe tomorrow can change, but this one is my favorite one. Firstly, why did you decide to release this record, and what were you going through in that stage of your life? Also, I want to ask you. Well, this one I asked you before. Like, was it intentional to always make a calm intro that leads to something chaotic, and there is a moment of calm, and then again that calm leads to something even more chaotic, and then it ends with something really calm. For me, as I told you, it's and you told me it's a way to express, the stages of grief or sadness that you've been going through. But as answer this question first, like why did you decide to release this record before going to the track list, and what were you going through in that stage of your life?
And yeah, so Shining Purity comes after the split,
Mm-hmm.
because that's I can say it's the continuation of the
Mm-hmm.
previous previous record. You know,
Yeah.
the See When the Sky Turns Purple, Belong, and
Yeah.
I'll Always Be There. And Shining Purity is actually, the continuation of those three songs. So it was also the story comes out from that dream,
Mm-hmm.
and plus that's where, like I felt like finding my, like my spiritual self. I find who I am. I, like I had a lot of experience, good experience, and I tried to, like I started to fix my life. I mean, like my emotions,
Mm-hmm.
my literally everything about my spirit. I tried to, like I finally begin to, to be calm, to be, like non, those depressing stuff
You
is
were
already
fixing
missing.
yourself.
Yeah. So that's why and also the structural, in terms of structural, I always wanted to make my, like the album to be just like a novel,
Mm-hmm.
just like a chapter, like every chapter has its own feelings, every, every section of the song has its own, like its own story. I mean, its own paragraph. Let's just say every section is a paragraph,
Yeah.
or even, like section.
Mm-hmm. Like a chapter.
So yeah, let's just say a song is a chapter, like, and the next song is another chapter, and the album is the book itself. I mean, like the whole story. I always wanted to make records like that because that's all I can think of, like to
Mm-hmm.
make, because I don't, like I don't like to, to be, when releasing music, I don't like it to be different. What I mean is like one song is different to one another. I don't like that to happen. One song has different structural, has different style of playing, has different style of mixes. I don't like that. I always wanted it to be one story,
Mm-hmm.
one feelings, and one atmosphere.
Amazing.
That's why, yes. Um, that's the that's how it got released, Sign Purity. And also plus it comes to personal life, I finally found someone who, like who can change me, who love me, like, for the, without thinking about the thing that I did in the past, all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. Someone who finally can accept me. I find someone. I thank the universe for her. Yeah, so
That's so
that,
beautiful, man.
those kind of feelings kind of drive me, like to, at least to be grateful for the situation that I have. I try to make a, like, it's not just a story, it's also connected to what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a, like that album is like a love letter to that person that I'm talking about.
You're gonna make me cry, bro. Look at these eyes.
No, don't, please don't.
That's really beautiful. Like, I really appreciate that. And wow, I have no words. I didn't know that it's actually like a love letter. And the words that you use to describe the how you feel about this, this person. And
Yeah, and also, that, and I think that the person that I mentioned in the dream, it could be her, like,
shut up.
yeah. That's just what I thought I'm thinking about when making that album, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm recomposing myself. Let's talk about the track list, please. The first song is for me like wow, amazing, masterpiece. The song is called Arunika, if I'm not wrong. 11-minute song with 3 minutes of a beautiful intro that leads to something really emotional with desolating vocals and beautiful melodies. And then we reach sections with beautiful vocals again that contrast with those raw vocals in the background. And then blast beats and then the calm. I love it. This song is amazing, a masterpiece. Then we have the song that names the album, Shining Purity. Such an ethereal, emotional, beautiful song. Has to be one of my favorite ones in this album as well. And I love how dreamy, melancholic, and desolating at the same time it is. And yeah, next we have another song called Pure that for me is like such a heartbreaking, desolating, sad, and melancholic song. I always cry in the second moment when the song breaks after that beautiful intro. This song warms and heals my soul every time that I listen to it. I love the fact that I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I think that there is like a part where it's like a violin playing in the background, if I'm not wrong. And I love how you combine that violin with the guitar melodies section that ends up breaking into something even more emotional. I feel I have to say something that is like the best compliment that someone can get. And with this song, I feel the same sensation that I had listening to the first song of Sadness that I listened to. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah, yeah.
feeling of, oh my god, I'm listening to something else. Like that feeling. I got that feeling with this song called Pure. Like I really enjoyed this song. And then we have I See the Light in Your Eyes, a song that has one of the most beautiful intros I ever listened to. Has a lot of This song has a lot of emotion as well, and I really enjoy it. And I also love that it's like a mid section in that song, really calm, that leads to that break with beautiful guitar melodies. Sorry for being that fast. You can stop me, as I said.
That's all right.
Next, we have Remember, also one of the most beautiful intros of a song I ever listened to in my entire life. I love the fact that actually more than half of the song is instrumental, and then the other half is really chaotic, slow, desolating, with those melodies in the background, and finally ends with that calmness. And God, that song is really amazing as well. The sixth song is called
Swasamita.
Swastamita, my bad. Swastamita, Forever Twilight, a song with such a hypnotic intro that fades into that tremolo peaking beautiful guitar melody and then to that chaotic break with aggressive vocals, slow and then fast drumming and the melodies in the background. I love especially about talking about this song, the progression of the song. And there is a moment when everything seems more like calm but then it breaks into something even more chaotic but beautiful at the same time with that vocal choirs in the background, like that moment when the clean vocals appear. I love how chaotic is it, and at the same time the clean vocals are in the background. Like that's so beautiful. And this song has to be like the most soul crushing but beautiful song in the album. One of my favorites too.
Thank
And
you.
finally, we have that shorter song with a rainy intro called Forever, a song that has this optimistic, melancholic, and colorful aura that makes my heart melt. And overall, honestly, each new release that has been even better than the last one. And congrats for being such a talented, honest, and amazing musician. And I really love
Appreciate it.
this album. Like, I want to get the physical copy as soon as possible. Like, this album
Yeah,
is perfect. I really enjoy it.
thank you so much. I could, like this album is just also special for me, I could go, like even a day just to speak about this album,
Then, in January 2021, we have a new EP of 2 songs called Hope, both recorded, if I'm not wrong, in early 2019 or something like that. Both songs are called, the first one, I Still Remember, and I Will Always Wait Here. And firstly, why did you decide to release this, two songs in an EP?
The those songs were done actually was done right after, after the first album come out.
Mm-hmm.
I started to, like make music, write more new songs.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are the first to be, to be finished before Unreachable.
Yeah.
But but I don't. I was thinking that these two songs are really bad at production wise. It was really, those songs was I felt those songs was so awful. Like even the structural, like even the, like the composition was really bad. I decided not to use those songs in any future albums. So I created Unreachable and then let it flows,
Mm-hmm.
So and then thus that's those two songs are, like somewhere in my hard disk. Then you know, I accidentally found this hard disk again. Then I just thinking about I'll just release these two songs
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, because I try to, to be consistent in releasing stuff
Mm-hmm.
after, after Shine Purity.
Yeah.
So why not I just release it, because I don't in time I don't really mind about, like comments anymore. I'm not really afraid of opinions. So because I back in the day I would, like be really afraid
Scared.
to
Yeah.
really,
Afraid.
yeah, to to having different opinions of my work, because I know I was terrible writer back then. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be, accepting as possible. So that's why I just released those two songs and call it a demo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm,
because these two songs sound more like a DSBM, we can say,
mm,
than more than the other releases, that they are more like colorful and more black gaze, we can say. And regarding the track list of what two songs, first we have you know a beautiful melancholic and sad song called I Still Remember, desolating vocals, sad but beautiful melodies, pure chaos in the middle of the song, and then calm as well. And after the calm, something more chaotic and hypnotic again. Just an amazing and memorable song. And finally in this demo EP, whatever, we have the song called I Will Always Wait Here, a song that starts with a rainy and calm intro that leads to beautiful synths that make a really beautiful contrast with that dark background made of raw vocals and slow drumming. And then there is a long calm part where it's just the drums with a lot of reverb and a little guitar melody in the background that leads to something even more calm to, and finally into something more even more chaotic, but in the best way possible, because it feels like this chaos ends into something more optimistic and less desolating, something healing, we can say. Honestly, overall, even though there are just two songs, it feels like a long journey with different stages. It feels like a story, this demo, ending with a stage of optimism and calm. Thank you for this release, because as I said, it feels like even they are just two songs, you can feel that there's like a story from the beginning until the end, and it feels like you go through each different stages of grief, until you end in something more optimistic or more happy, if we can say that. So thank you for that two songs release as well.
appreciate it.
It's not until October 2024, sorry, 2022, that we don't get any news from you releasing the first and only single of a full-length album. That this single is called We Will Prevail, a 9+ minute song in which we have that beautiful and spacey intro, that actually the album cover, that is like you are like really literally levitating in the space. This intro feels like that, like it's really spacey and really uplifting, if we can say that. And this intro is like almost 3 minutes, that leads to those slow drums, tremolo picking guitars with those beautiful melodies, synths, and raw and desolating vocals. this song feels like you are ascending into the sky, like passing through the atmosphere and finally reaching outer space. Like I really love the song, and I really love something more technical, talking about the production, that you incorporate like 808 breaks or something like that. Every time the song breaks, it sounds like 808 in the headphones a lot. Like the bass is really, big. And yeah, I love the 808 breaks and the symphonic elements that you incorporate in this song. That it was like kind of a spoiler of the elements that they were gonna be included in the next full length album.
Mhm.
This song for me is something else, man. And congrats on this release. I love, you know, how you captured that uplifting experience in this song. So thank you for that as well.
Cool.
Okay, until May 2023, we don't get your most recent full length album, The Supreme Resurgence, which both five songs were originally written and recorded in 2020. If I'm not wrong, you say
Mhm.
that in the
Yeah.
credits. And well, amazing album. I really love it. Since we discussed before about the song "We Will Prevail," we will skip it in this track list. But in the context of the album,
Mhm.
this song like fits really really well. And firstly, we have the song that names the album, "The Supreme Resurgence," one of the most powerful and epic intros I ever listened to. This initial chill intro that leads to that double bass. I love that in this album you incorporate a lot of double bass drumming. Like, wow, I really love it. And then do that symphonic elements, all mixed with guitar melodies and raw vocals, is really amazing. And I love the fact that almost every song in this album has that 2 minutes of 2 last minutes of chaos, but really beautiful at the same time. And this song is really great. By the way, mostly of these annotations don't have any questions, but just I just tell you everything that I think, every thought on this
Mhm.
song, and you can stop me as I said whenever you want. If you want to tell me a fact about the song or whatever, it doesn't mean that I don't have any question.
Right.
And sorry, I have a lot. And then we have as
No
I
problem. I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
appreciate it. And then we have as if our time runs no longer. Amazing and beautiful song. That intro that leads to that break with symphonic elements is great. And then we get again that double bass drumming with that feel that we are with that feeling that we are in an apocalyptic movie. I love this song that feel like an apocalyptic feel. And this song feels like a soundtrack of a fight in the end of the world. Like I really love this song. I just love every part of it, and mostly that clean vocals and the piano melodies in the background. Amazing work here. It has to be my favorite one in terms of melodies and composition. I love the fact that I wrote the word wow. Like it's amazing. And then we reach for to my favorite song of your discography. Like I have like 10 or 15 lines about this song. Let There Be Dreams is my favorite song of your whole
Yeah.
discography.
That's those. The first three songs are, like I can say it's. But like those the first three songs are. I feel like it's my ultimate. I mean, like it's my the peak of my. Like
Yeah, of your discography.
yeah, it's like the in terms of writing process, in terms of skills, like in terms of guitar, guitar capability, like even to doing some stuff, tricks or techniques. Even, but I can say the whole album was, it's like you, it's like you, just after Shine Pretty comes out, you find, like you find your own purpose of
Totally.
making music. Like it's not always about like your personal life, but it's about creating a world
Mm-hmm.
where people can join, where people can where you can embrace the people who listen to it, where you can I'm not talking about being a god or controlling, but at least I like you can follow me to my own world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's called the Supreme Resurgence. It's like the death of my of my old self. It's like, the closure of my old self.
Hmm.
The era when Unreachable and Lost in Mind comes out.
Yeah.
That's where, like, I feel like, wow, this is the time, this is happening in my
Yeah.
life now, because I feel, I felt lifted. I felt lifted. I felt bright. I felt really, at least, magical. I feel grateful
Yeah. And
from what the universe gave me.
hmm.
So yeah, those three songs are the ultimate for the album.
Yeah. Totally.
And, and moving on in the where we were again, we were at Leather with Dreams, right?
Yeah. My favorite song
Yeah,
of
you can
the whole list.
continue your opinion. I'm sorry I was interrupting,
No.
because
No. 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 Totally.
I'm as excited about, like, about telling the story about this album, because this one of the special work that I've done.
Yeah, because it can be feel, that you were better in this stage when you were recording this, and also it can be feel that you were like better in terms of mindset as well. You can feel that in the songs, and you can feel that you were like all ready to keep creating music. So this album is amazing. In this song, I have to say some words. A song for me that has this beautiful intro and this build up to that symphonic elements and clean vocals, the pianos, the double bass drumming, the melodies. This has to be, as I said, my favorite one in your entire discography. Wow, if I think about it, yesterday I was crying listening to this song. So it has everything that I need to be the best song. As I said, symphonic elements, beautiful melodies, double bass drumming, emotion in terms of vocals, and a lot of layers and sections. Each one of it more perfect than the other one. So I have to say thank you. This is the best thing I ever heard, like in a long time. Like this can be
Thank
compared to
you.
the best work of Sadness, we can say. This can be even compared, like I
You
mean,
you you
of being
you
that good.
definitely can't I mean, like, you can't compare with Sadness. I mean, like, Damien is the code. I still look up to him. His work, my
You
work is far from better than his.
don't underrate yourself. This song can be compared, like, in this album and these last albums that you made can be, in the same. You can put it in the same space than Damian work. Like I can say I've been listening to Damian since 2018 or something like that, and I can tell you that it's true what I'm telling. Like if someone listens to this album or maybe this song, can tell you that this is something else. Like it's really complex. It has like a lot of layers, a lot of overthinking production elements. So really amazing. Thank you for this song. And finally, reaching to the end of the album with my Ashen Hope, beautiful song with a beautiful intro that builds into something even more beautiful as well. Amazing melodies, pianos, and symphonic elements that this song has. This song for me is like really ethereal, so dreamy, even so hopeful and optimistic that it made me cry when I was listening to it and smile at the same time. What a wonderful and amazing song. This one and Let There Be Dreams are my favorite songs of any song you have ever released. And thank you for this song as well. And if I had to say, something general, this album is the most mature one. There is still that raw vocals, that tremolo picking, beautiful guitar melodies, but then you added something new that made the songs even better. That clean vocals, as I said, with the choirs in the background, an improvement in terms of composition and production, and those symphonic elements that add a lot of emotion and power to its song. For me, this album is album of the year, 10 out of 10 for me. I love it. I love it.
Appreciate that.
I love it.
So
And
yes,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
tell me,
Was
tell me.
that
Sorry for interrupting you.
right? So yeah, I'm glad somebody, whenever somebody asks about, the details about the Supreme Resurgence, I'm really thankful and grateful and glad to do it, because that album is so, you know as
Something else.
yeah, and that's something else. As I told you before, as I said before, it was, like it felt like my spirit, like this is just my body, like this physical body can literally do anything, like in this world, like in this daily basis. This is just, even we're talking right now, it's my physical body, but it felt like that album is created by my own, like
Yeah,
the
your
real,
new self. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like my higher self or spirit, let's just call that. I don't even, whenever I listen to that, re-listen to the album, I feel like, how did I create this stuff?
totally.
Like how can I even create this? I don't even understand, like, how I even create this. Like, it just happens, like I don't really plan that much.
Yeah.
It just happens. That's very, my actually mind-blowing for me. I mean, because makes even for me, it's making me speechless,
Yeah.
to making this build. But at the same time, it's really exciting to share about the album.
hmm It's like you
And
don't realize
yeah,
the fact that you actually made that, right? It's
yes,
like
that's it.
peak mindset for like of
Yes,
you.
and that, in terms of story, what I can remember is just, as I told before, it's like the death of my old self. Uh, that's why when I wanted to create, like my own world that makes me really happy, that makes me feel magical, feel powerful, and feel at least at peace with everything else that
hmm
been going through in the world.
Yeah.
This is the only world that I can devote to, the world that I can go back and go out whenever I want, the world that I want people to discover, I want people to experience. That world is this album, like I
hmm
want I want people to be in that world. That's why, during I can't remember the process of doing, I mean, like the process of the album,
hmm
but all I can think about was, like making a world, like, like as pure as possible, being as expressive as possible, like pouring your emotions all out. You just all out, everything all out. So yeah, it just happens, just like making one song after the other one finish, and then just continuing, like every month doing the songs. That's why it's like the writing process started at 2020. But yeah, it's not actually I use old song. It's just like, as I mentioned, I also, like in Shine Pretty, I started to, finding myself. So this album is like the completion, the
Yeah.
perfect, yeah,
Totally.
perfecting those phases in, like these times in my life.
Yeah, and listening to
Yes.
the album, you can feel that you are living your old self and like evolving to a something else. Like you can already feel that in the track list. So that's even I feel that yesterday. For me, it was like this album was like a transition from your old stage of your life and then to the new stage of your life. And I was thinking that yesterday before even you told me now, and it's really amazing the fact that it's actually true that that was like leaving your old self or closing chapters into something more optimistic or even being a new person, like a totally different mindset. So congrats on that, and I'm really glad that you feel better and you feel evolved and you have a new self. That is really important, and you are leaving everything behind is really really important. So congrats on that.
Thank
I'm really
you.
glad. And finishing with this project discography, we don't have anything from you until December 2024. in which you released your most recent release, another split with Damian, called Burning as the First Light, which I honestly think this is the best split you both ever made, next to that four band split that you made in the past. And first of all, I want to know why you decided to release another split with Damian, and what was the main intention behind this split?
Okay, so uh, this split, Burning as the First Light, it's sup- it's supposed to be with it's also supposed to be a four-way split. Um, like I don't know if I can,
Talk
like
about it.
share about this,
Okay.
but it's supposed to be with three other bands like
Mm-hmm.
Sadness, and then with two other bands. But something happened. Damien is going something in his life, and then he mentioned that he quitting making music and he won't be releasing any music. So yeah, and uh it was all started when this guy, I think it's Nathan from Moongazer,
Mm.
contacted me that if I wanted to do the split with him, and there's this band called Light, uh and he mentioned that also Damien wanted me, like suggested Soulless to be part in the split. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, whoa, really? That's kind of unexpected, coming out from one of your favorite artists.
Yeah, totally.
So I was like, why not? So I joined them. I joined the group chat, and we started to, like to upload our
Mm-hmm.
music. So I have no records at all. During when I have no available recorded songs when Nathan, you know, asked me to do the split. So it took time to to record it, to create it.
Yeah.
So in that, at least in my part of the song, it was just I was trying to fit in with the style of the other three
Mm-hmm.
bands. And then something happened. Something happened. So Damien couldn't like release music. So we started to like, all right, we'll continue
Yeah.
only with three bands. And also it took like a few more months until it finished. The other bands haven't uploaded their music, so it took so many times.
Yeah.
And during that period, during the split planning, I also started to compose and start writing, and at least thinking about the next album of my own project of Soulless itself. And I was thinking about like these songs that I already finished for the split could go like could go could go better
Yeah.
in the like in the album that I am recently working on. So I decided to pull out from the split. And also, like I also pulled myself from the split. So I asked them, it's not because it has nothing to do with Damien leaving the split. So I felt just it would be better in the next album that I'm.
Mm-hmm. I
So
understand.
I also left the project. I told them that this could go better in my album. So when I started to like gathering the songs for my next album, Damien finally contacted me again. He asked me if the like if they if we really want also want if he still wanted to do split. I mean, like if we still wanted to do split with him.
Yeah.
yeah, so I told him that I also left the project. I mean, I also left the split because I thought these songs that I finished is going to be better in my upcoming album.
Yeah.
And also uh the fact that they already, I mean, like the past two projects that in the split also found the replacement for both of us, and now they already have the release date,
Hmm.
because we still in touch, me and Moongazer, and then we still in touch after that. He told me that they're about to release. At the same time, when they're about to release, Damien contacted me.
Hmm.
So I was like, uh, and he asked me if we, like, if we can go, just like
Yeah.
if we can go with the split just between us. I was like, yeah, that's all right. We'll do it together. And so that's it. I mix a little bit. I remaster it, at least to try to, like, put a finishing to the songs that I recorded.
Hmm.
So yeah, I gave it to Damien. The same time I finished mix it up, the next couple hours it just got released, because I just want to, like, okay, maybe these two songs is supposed to be, like, somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so I'll just let it to be released. So that's what happened.
Hmm. Amazing story. Like it's really interesting that the fact that he was Mungazer was involved as well at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. And like I have to first before going to your to the track list, I have to highlight, the amazing work that Damian did in with the songs Every Edge of Your Name, Burning, and Watching Three Flowers from My Window. He never fails. And regarding your songs, firstly, there is a song called Altar, a song with a really calm guitar intro, that leads to the first section that has this main melody of the song and clean voices in the background. And I really love this song so much. I love how chill and calm this song is until the last 2 minutes, in which we get that raw and aggressive vocals. But even with that, for me, the song is still beautiful and uplifting. And finally, to end your Soulless discography until today, 24 of January, we get the song called Candles. I really loved the intro of this song because it has this harmonic guitar in the background, and then an acoustic guitar comes in and makes the song even more nostalgic and beautiful. I love how shoegazy we can say this song is, and how the bass is alive in the song. Like it's really conscious, the bass. And I really love as well the double bass drumming combined with those synth melodies and clean vocals and beautiful melodies in the background. I just break myself and I start crying always when the clean vocals come in the last 2 minutes of the song. This is definitely even the Damian's work. For me, this is my favorite song in this split. This song called Candles. I love it so much. And I have to say some
Yeah.
words to you before moving to your other artistic projects that it will be really more brief. Okay. I just wanted to thank you for every release that you make. Like you contributed a lot and you're still contributing and now even more to the genre. You are as important and special for me as Damian or even Meredith. Never underestimate the power that you have in your hands, and thanks for your music and being able to express what you were going through, and the fact that you were able to close chapters with your ability to create such special and beautiful music. That's some words that I wrote yesterday, and today makes more sense.
Yeah.
So thank you
Thank you
for
for that. I
everything.
appreciate a lot that you did this. Like, I'm happy to be allowed to, share with it.
I love it. Before going to the other two projects, is this your first interview, like, or video interview
I
at least?
It's a first video interview,
Yay!
but yeah. I I had some interview, but it's just like like a formal interview, like how the music creation, how the story behind the music, just like a basic question. I
More
don't even like that.
professional. More an
Yeah,
interview
professional.
than a conversation, right?
Yeah, I really love this type of stuff.
I appreciate it. It's like I prefer to doing this just because I think that the people are gonna feel more comfortable talking about their music. Because if you
Yeah.
say, well, this album,
You
well,
could you could have lied, like you could have. I mean, like if you were, I wanted it to be, like be purely
mhm.
to purely express what's been going on behind the music. But if you were asking, I mean, like if the interview was like having this type of question before the
Yeah,
interview started, you could lie and it would feel like a gimmick, like
yeah,
it's not real.
yeah. The worst part of formal interviews are that, as you said, some interviewers, they don't usually listen to the music, or they don't usually know everything about the music, and that's why I always write that thousands of lines of annotations to each song or each release, because it feels that I was like listening to the songs at the same moment that I was writing the annotations. So that's really important for me, because I want to express, like, in an honest way, what I felt listening to the music. Because if I feel that some songs are trash, I will say it, and honestly as well. I'm writing while I'm listening to this, so it's really honest what I try to make. So I really appreciate that as well. Okay, so talking about, Wounded Soul, this project, I want to know firstly how, why, and when did this project begin?
Okay, so yep, that was I once again, I'm very forgetful person, like I
It's
can't
totally
remember the
fine.
dates and year. So I remember uh this guy Dargos, he purchased one of my albums. I mean, like he purchased Unreachable. For me, like I sent him the CD.
Hmm.
He claimed that he loves my music, so we talk a lot. We just share what our favorite songs. We share a lot about black metal music, about atmospheric, or even about black, I guess. So yeah, he asked me if I wanted to contribute as a vocalist in his project that he's working with the other guy. His name was Ofaski. So I he sent me a demo. The first, it was the that what was the title? The
Drone it.
Drown, yes. Drown. He
Hmm.
sent me Drown, so the song was really, like was really depressive. Even the lyrics was depressive.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I like the material. I like everything about about the track. So I I feel like it's really good to me to to contribute
Hmm.
to feel the as a vocalist in that album. And then yeah, we were working on the on our album. There's also 6 songs, I guess.
Yeah, five,
Yeah,
I
six.
guess.
Okay, 6 or 5 songs in the album,
Yeah.
including Drown.
Totally.
Yeah, most of the instruments, even bass, and drums, those are done by those two person,
Hmm.
by Dargos and Ofaski. They did all the instruments, and they'll just send me the like the audio file, and I'll start like writing lyrics
Yeah.
and record it.
Hmm.
So yeah, we figure out when to release. We we decided about the artwork, so it got released like that.
Amazing. Because I saw that you were like working on vocals, synths, piano, and even mixing and mastering. So
Yes.
that's really amazing. And you know, I want to ask you, is maybe it's difficult because last release was on 2021. Yeah, 2021. But I want to know if there will be any new releases soon of this project, and if you play live, if you have played live in the past, that is really difficult. That you told me that they were from Spain, so it's really difficult to perform with this project. But if you are planning in the future to play live concerts for this project, or is, as you said, really impossible to make it?
All right, the best answer possible for me probably no, because I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm done. I'm done with the project because I can't really, like I have difficulties, like organizing
Mm-hmm.
my projects between projects
Yeah.
because I have a lot of other projects going on. Especially for Soulless, I'm working with Soulless, and then my other two Scrams bands. I have, like I have to keep that, continued,
Yeah. Continue
But
working. Yeah.
yeah, as in Wounded Soul, because not that because I don't like the project. I really love the project. Uh, like I'm afraid that I would stop, like I would make them I would stop the process
Mm-hmm.
of
The creative
making their
process
own
of
project.
making songs and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the project was not my idea, because I'm afraid because they're waiting for me to record the vocals would,
Mm-hmm.
like would postpone their schedule or plans. I would, I will say let's just leave. I mean, like be done with it, so
Mm-hmm.
that they can, like
Keep
moving
going.
forward and
Yeah.
keep going, so that they can keep going, and hopefully they find a new, like who can fill out the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
we had, we kept in touch. I still, like I'm still connecting to Dargos, but I'm not sure about Fosky because he's been missing. I don't know where he is. If Fosky, if you're seeing this video, just send me hi. He's not even in Instagram anymore. I don't know where he is.
I hope that he's okay. And also,
Yeah,
if
I
you are
only.
if you are in touch with some of them, just tell them that this interview is gonna be, well, this conversation is gonna be released, and I will try to prepare the Spanish subtitles as well, because
Right.
my audience is mainly Spanish. So I will try to make them as well, so he can understand as well what are we talking about and everything.
Um, they definitely understand because we speak English
Ah, okay, okay.
together. I mean, like, yeah. And yeah, so I'm not that the project is done. I can say I'm not a part of that project anymore. So
I understand.
mm,
Yeah. So regarding the discography, we're gonna do it fast because it doesn't have a lot. Firstly, you released like this single in October 2020 called "Drone," that a really powerful song that your vocals make this song even better. That it actually is amazing job. I love the fact that there's like a different sections in this song. Love the blast beats, the melody, everything. This song is nuts. I really love it. And regarding the lyrics, I can extract like a lot of grief, collapse, and an honest story of someone that has been going through a lot. And amazing song, honestly. And then in October 2021, we got the first and only full length album called Lost in Uncertainty, an amazing and emotional album. Regarding the track list, firstly, we have the song that names the album that works amazing as an intro and also is really emotional and desolating, especially that breakdown that is like, I don't remember, but I don't know if you remember, but there's like a breakdown with mid tempo in some part of the song that I really enjoy. Then we have Bloomless Resonance, a song with one of the most beautiful melodies of this album. I love the synths in the background and the emotion that this song has. Next, we have Our Soul Shall Live, atmospherical, desolating, and beautiful song all at the same time, and definitely has to be my favorite one in this in terms of composition, layering, and atmospherical elements. Then we have Depths of My Being, probably the saddest and most desolating song in the album, a song that breaks my heart with every section, clean vocal and atmospheric element. Especially that there's a part that is really calm mid song that leads to those blast beats. That section breaks me in in a lot of parts. And finally, we have Weight of Sadness, a song with beautiful and dissonant melodies combined with this double bass drumming, blast beats, and raw vocals. It's so good. and I really love the melody choice. So overall, like I really enjoy this album a lot, and I love all the work that you put in synths, pianos, and the vocals mostly. Like this album is better because of your vocals. I really love it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you really much. And then we move to your first or your main, we can say, Scrumph project, Souffrance.
Hmm.
Uh, is the most recent. Well, I say that it was the most recent one because I didn't know that you have another one. So when we finish this, that is really fast. You can talk
All right.
more about that project because I don't have any notation on the other project because I didn't know. My bad on that. I'm sorry for that.
That's
you
okay.
know and this in this project you explore like different genres: scrum, emotional hardcore, emo violence, and so on. Why did you decide to start a project like this, and what are the other band members, and what is their role in the band?
Okay, so that band Souffrance was because me and my friend Adit,
Mm-hmm.
he's from Padang Panjang, it's like 2 hours from here. We share the same, like the same musical taste a lot. He likes deathcore, he likes emo, he likes,
Nice.
he likes cramps, he even likes hardcore. I like hardcore, but I am not that into that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of scrams, I like a lot of scrams bands. Uh, Ever since I discovered Sadness, I also listen to a lot of scrams bands like Ostraka, or even he was pre-Ostraka era, even Kilgore Trout, and then I listened to a lot of Orchid, and then some recent new bands,
Cisne.
new scrams bands, yeah, that I discovered. I listen to it a lot, so we share the same, musical taste.
Mm-hmm.
And because I felt like being in scrams band is like an alter ego to me,
Yeah, totally.
like I can, like be as honest as possible, because most of the songs I did this partly on the songs, like some song I did partly with my other friends,
Mm-hmm.
Raka. He played piano and synthesizer in the album, I mean, like in the band. Some songs I finished this some songs, and he finished some songs, and then there's these songs that we did it together.
Mm-hmm.
uh so yeah, that's what makes me, like, want to make a band really, play along with other people, because
Yeah.
not because I met these guys later, but they're my best friend. We just happen to have the same, musical taste. So it's Adit on the vocal, and yeah, his name is Adit, and me in guitar, and I also feel clean vocals
Yeah.
in the songs. And we have Afin as bass, and Raka in piano or synthesizer, and Dewa in drum.
Mm-hmm.
So originally we were only 5 piece, but we thought that it would be, like, be fuller, to be proper, to have another
Yeah.
guitar in the music, because the music that we create, I mean, like, that mostly I create, there's a lot of layers going on, because
Yeah.
I felt that that's my layering, and making it emotional, and, like, at least has an atmosphere in a song. It's my character of writing.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to add another guitar. It's Jorgi. So yeah, to we finished the album. We did a lot of shows around the area, through, like, through hardcore music scene, or
Mm-hmm.
punk and hardcore music scene.
Amazing, because I was gonna ask you that, like, if there are gonna be any new releases of this project soon, and also if there's like any upcoming live dates that you want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, as I already mentioned, we're about to release the first album on 13th next month.
Yay.
So yeah, and since for shows, I don't think there's any show announcements lately. So we just like wait and follow it
Yeah.
because we would love to tour after like after the album is done.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Like touring
Yeah,
with
that's
the
our
full
plan.
album, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's just like at least and like one island tour, like a Java
Wow.
tour or somewhere else. At least, So we were just waiting for the album to come out and then we started to yeah, we plan to do touring if possible.
Yeah, totally. So, regarding the discography, fortunately, it's really short. So, firstly, in September 2021, you released your first single called Embrace, emotional
Mhm.
hardcore song that I still really enjoy nowadays. I love the screams, the emotion behind them, and the melody choice. This song is really great, especially that calm part. There is like a calm part in the middle of the song that is so warm and heartbreaking. I really feel every scream inside of me. And man, that clean vocals, honestly, are amazing. And this song went directly through my playlist, and amazing song. I can imagine what was the main idea behind the song, but you can tell me more about it if you want.
So it was Embrace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Embrace, I composed that song, like it's just like it's I can say it's like I'm still learning
Mm-hmm.
to to create a song. I mean like to create a Scrams song because I listen to a lot of Scrams, but like to be able to make your own, it's like the same feelings when I first started to create songs for Soulless.
Yeah.
So I was still learning. So production wise, I'm still figuring what's best for this type of music, what's
Mm-hmm.
best for the outcome of this single. So yeah, we I did a lot of demos. I sent in the group chat. I sent demos in the group chat, and then we started to rehearse it. It was different time to time.
Yeah.
Even at the same title, it's Embrace, but at the first rehearsal, it's gonna be different from what's been released now because I was trying, yeah, as I said before, I'm still learning
Yeah.
and trying to develop the true character. So yeah, and then it got released. I think that's the character that it needs to be, and the other members love it, and I mix it as like as raw as possible, but it's still
Yeah.
it
It still sounds good.
still
Sounds really good.
sounds really atmospherical. At
Totally.
least yeah, emotions. It follows some characters that I had in Soulless because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of rebirth and stuff because I used to listen. I mean like I just happen to like that kinds of frequencies and song with like
Mm.
some kind of dreamy
Yeah.
and levitating stuff.
Yeah. Totally.
So it's like it applied to Souffrance. Uh yeah, so it released embraced this release and it was unexpected. That song was just like it was not meant to be, like a really serious. It's just like a startup project, like
Mm-hmm.
which let's just release something that we like in common.
Yeah.
Like my other friends love scrams and then we started let's just do some side projects. But it turns out we people I don't know why people love it. I even don't like the production quality and the
I think it's
composition.
perfect, actually.
Yeah. And so I don't know how people like it. So what we were like, okay, so this is happening, this is going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be a waste to to abandon because this was received as a good one to most of people.
Yeah.
So we started like to continue in the band.
Mm-hmm.
We write songs because the fact that I back in the day I would visit Padang Panjang at least once in a month. So so I met those people very often, and we do, like, rehearse at at my vocalist home because he has a lot of, studio equipments. So we just happen to play
Amazing.
together, and yeah.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
the fact that those person are also my best friends,
Yeah,
because
that makes it
it just
even better.
yeah, it's not just like, like something you have to plan. It's just like something you to do, with fun, and then sharing about, I mean, when I say sharing, we don't normally like share about our thoughts on the song. We just like happen to, like, we know each other. We were best friends for a long time. We know how each other, I mean, like, each of us, how they would like in a song, what's their favorite song, what's their favorite genre of music. So it just happens that, you know we were in chemistry.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like
Yeah.
being with friends and sharing all that songs and artists and influences that can be felt. And it's not until April 2023 that we don't get any single from the band, and we get as our stars collide that the melodies, the screams, the emotions, the clean vocals, the different sections, even the blast beats that are in the song, and the chaotic part of the song that leads to that calm ending. I don't know, this song just slaps. Is really amazing. And finally, the most recent release is also a single, but this time with sorry, I usually wear glasses, so
Tomo
uh
Hartono. Yeah.
Tomo Hartono, yeah, called Invisible Wounds, sorry. So I want to ask you, what is your personal background with him, and why did you decide to collaborate with him in this song?
All right. So, as our source call it, I mean, like, the last two singles are done. That's when we started to, make this series. And then as our stars collide, normally, because I'm not good, I mean, at socializing with people. I'm not good at talking with people.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the, like, connections and concepts, everything, that's done by my other, I mean, like, by my friend Adit, the vocalist.
Yeah.
Because he's good at, like, connecting with people, talking with people, and finding shows, and etc. So he, like, he write the concept, he think about the concept. He knows, because Tomo is one of the, he's in a band that, I mean, like, one of the big scrams band in Indonesia. He used to be in that band. So I did my vocals, happened to know him, or at least talk with him more so often. So he asked he asked Tomo to, to contribute as a guest vocalist in the song, because, like, in Indonesia, like, scram is very, like, as we are very in a small scene, scram scene is very small, and then we connect to each other. Like, there's some group of people you can embrace. You can
Mm-hmm.
just literally, like, gather these people, because
Yeah.
it's only that much.
Yeah, there are a really small amount of people that makes this type
Yep.
of music, right?
Yep. And he's also one of a great scrumsman in Indonesia. So it's a big honor to, to have him as a guest vocalist in
Mm-hmm.
the last single.
Yeah, it's amazing because it's the shortest one, and also it has like different sections in the song. So that song is amazing. And with that song, we finish with the discography that you have right now with that project, Souffrance.
Yeah.
And so you can tell me more a little bit about that other Scranth project that you have that is more recent, and tell me a little bit more about. You say that you released two singles or something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
You can tell me more about it because I didn't have that information. Sorry for that. I I
Yeah.
I, I suck at research. So
Yeah. We were pretty new though. I mean, in fact, we were really new. So the fact that not many scrams or emo bands exist in my area, or especially in this scene, and I mean like in the hardcore or underground music scene
Mm-hmm.
here. I I try to like to introduce more about scrams to people because it's a really interesting genre because it's not all about love or emotions or being, like, as you can say, being emotional
Mm-hmm.
like that. You can go, like, go as, anything that you can talk about. It's very interesting genre to convey everything.
Mm-hmm.
Thus it's called emotional hardcore because it's just pure and honest. So I try to gather some people that I know. It happens that they also like Scrams.
Yeah.
They're interested to start in a Scrams band. So I introduce a lot to them. We share each other. I mean, like, we share about our favorite music, favorite style of music, and yeah, it. We formed the band. It's called Burning Voices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I gather we're a four-piece band. I play guitar and mostly and the clean vocals on the in one of the songs.
Amazing.
And then we have Alan on the bass and Figo in vocals and Nia, she's a female,
Mm-hmm.
and a drum. And that's very interesting to have like, I mean, like, female in a band for you in here gitu, because we in hardcore underground scene we wouldn't have, I mean, we don't like to have a sexist or
Yeah,
some
I know
type
what you
of
mean.
stuff. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not so everyone can embrace it, everyone can know about the power of making that genre.
Yeah, totally. Amazing, man. Before leaving, well, you told me that you released two singles before leaving. I want to at least name them, like the two singles that you released.
Okay, so the first song is titled An Obituary from the Moments We Never Had.
Mm-hmm.
The vocalist Figo wrote that part. I mean, like, wrote that lyrics. The fact that I mainly wrote the songs too, because I just really love to have songs, at least to have songs in
Mm-hmm.
a scram genre. So I put these four people together and I saw this song that I've done. So they all agreed to be a part of it. Then we started to like rehearse,
Mm-hmm.
and just like, at least just once a month. So yeah, we beginning to start to release the song An Obituary from the Moments We Never Had. And the second song is The Spring I Crave. I
Mm-hmm.
also wrote literally I wrote everything. I composed everything, uh like the musical
Yeah.
composition, like melodies and even lyrics. So they happen to like put their like performance and soul to the songs. I'm not saying it's my project, but I'm just happy that people would like to be able to play it together with me.
Yeah.
Like, I really love to do it.
Amazing, man.
So yeah, we
That will.
also started to
Yeah.
plan a lot of stuff in this project. We tried to finish an album too.
Nice.
Hopefully, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but hopefully it's as soon as possible.
Yeah, amazing, man. Thank you really much for all the new information as well. And before leaving, I have the most difficult question that after 3.5 hours is really difficult to answer. But could you tell me which are for you the top three or five or 10 albums that for you have marked you in your personal life and or in your creative process? I know that's so really difficult, but you can tell me at least three or five or 10. It depends on.
From
What do you mean?
another artist or
Yeah, or whatever. Like in general, like and albums that mark you in your personal life and
okay.
also in your creative process as well.
Okay, first I listened to recently I love listening to Achilles because that guy is a genius, really a masterpiece on doing symphonic black metal stuff. Because I really like his works.
Hmm.
That album, his album called Gracious, that's one of magical albums
Hmm.
that I ever heard. I also like, oh, this is very difficult.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah, I yeah, obviously I listen to Sadness. I love his like words from Adna
Yeah, amazing album.
to I want to be there, even
April
Circle of
Sunset.
Fate.
Circle of
Yeah.
Veins is my favorite one right now, but April Sunset is
And
amazing song too.
then the album that has or three songs, I guess, like that's contained with See You in the Orange Light.
The Rabbit
You know
one.
what? Yeah, the rabbit one.
Yeah, that's an
I
amazing one.
like the album. And then most of Damien stuff, I listen a lot to him. And also I listen to a lot of Achilles. It's a black metal band from I don't even remember.
Hmm.
And then yeah, there's this bands that I like. Oh, I'll check my playlist because
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
love
totally, totally.
one
It
day.
will be easier for you. That's totally fine.
The band is called Truan. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Tron.
Hmm.
Oh, it's very like dark and doomy and like powerful.
Yeah.
I really love it. It's called. Well, hold on a second. Where is Truan? I think
Okay, I
it's
never heard
called
of.
the Rear. No, oh, it's in France. I can't pronounce
It's
anything.
totally fine.
Yeah. So the album is called The Rear Nose No La Lumia. I have no idea. I'm so
You
sorry.
pronounce it really well. I don't know
Yeah.
French at all, but it's close to us, but, so I can
The
understand a
Rear
little bit.
The Rear No La Lumia. I don't know. Okay,
It's
so
okay. It's
that
okay.
album is really powerful.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I also listened to Alces, the
Yes.
album
Le Caille de Lum.
Les Folles de la Rame. That album, that containing the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I recently, happened to met Nieja in Singapore last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really awesome experience for me because to see him doing live was just wow,
Mind blowing. Yeah.
mind blowing. Yes, that's one of my recent favorite ones. And then I also listened to this band called The Angelic Process.
Oh,
I'm not
I
sure
think
if
I know
you.
them.
Oh,
Wait.
really?
Wait, I think I know them. Yeah, 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 totally. They have
I
like
think.
old albums or they are recent?
No, they're pretty old.
I think I know
I'm
them.
not really sure, but some people say that we lost the creator of the project. I mean,
Yeah,
like he passed away.
there's an album. Wait, sorry, sorry. Let me see this because there is like a really known album. Yeah, Waiting Souls with Sand. This one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, 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 yes. This one is amazing. I've been listening to it like a long time ago, and I know that I don't know why I knew what you were talking about, but that's an amazing album. Yeah, 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 totally.
Yeah, and also I listened to like recently I also revisiting Hans Zimmer stuff.
Yeah,
When
nice, nice.
yeah, Interstellar and even I'm not sure if it's Hans Zimmer, but there's this The Lion King. Is it Hans Zimmer or
I don't know. Ah,
Lion
you
King?
mean the Lion King the soundtrack?
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is Hans Zimmer.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So yep, I love Lion King and like the soundtrack for the. It was just like spiritual awakening,
Yeah,
and
something else.
especially in the Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar is amazing film and amazing
That's
soundtrack as
the
well.
best.
So if I have to talk about myself, I always say this. Um, you know, to connect a little bit more. But I always say So Blacky by Slowdive. I really love shoegaze,
Oh.
and So Black is like my cat is named Allison because of the song Allison by Slowdive.
Mm.
I have to say as well, I will say, as you said, Circle of Veins. I will say, or Circle of Veins, or April Sunset by Sadness as well, because April Sunset has this song called Collar that is like 12-minute song. That is one of my favorite songs by Damian ever released. And I have to say, Thriller by Michael Jackson as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Also, maybe yeah, Off the Wall or no Thriller Forever. I really love that album. I have to say as well, Odes to the Void by Life on Venus. That is a band that is like shoegaze and dreamgaze from Russia. That I really love. There's like a lot of bands. Lonely People with Power by Def Heaven. That is like a really amazing album as well. That is the song. I don't remember the name of the album, but it's from Woods of Desolation. The song As the Stars. I don't remember
Mm.
the name of the album, but I really love that song, like the album in
The
general. But
name
that,
of the album is As the Stars. That's
ah,
the name
really,
of the album.
really,
Yes.
but yeah, because my head is
Yeah,
like
that's
broken right
that's
now.
also one of my favorite albums of all time, beside of Thorns Beyond Reason.
Yeah,
As the Stars is one of the
As the Stars has that like it has like a lot of light and
yeah,
color. I
like
don't know. I love it.
if anything can describe what Black Gaze is, it's that album.
Yeah, totally, totally,
Yeah.
totally. And I don't know, maybe something more pop. I love Bjork a lot. Homogenic by Bjork is my one of my favorite albums of all time. Uh, I love a lot of metalcore, so I can say maybe or Homesick or Common Courtesy by I to Remember. I love that album as well. The first album of Killswitch Engage as well. Uh, the first EP of Bring Me the Horizon that is like really deathcore and chaotic. That EP is amazing. Con Your Blessings as well, his amazing album. I really
And
love it.
Pray for Planes. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe the first album of Carnifex, Dead in My Arms, amazing record. I really love a band that is like black and deathcore called Worm Shepherd. That they are from US and they are amazing. There is an album called Ritual Hymns that is amazing, amazing album.
Yeah. I
Um,
also, in deathcore, I also have some albums that I
tell me.
normally still listen. I listen to back in the day. I listened to a lot of Angel Maker.
Yeah,
The Abysmal album. I'm not sure if the album is called Abysmal, but the song Abysmal was really, powerful.
yeah, totally.
Then I listened to Tyar is Murder.
Yeah, Hate
Yeah,
and the first EP that has this
yeah,
song called Horde to a Chainsaw. That EP
yeah,
is amazing.
and the Hate EP. That was
The Hate album is like really important.
yeah. So and also I listened to
Kills,
Slaughter to Prevail.
yeah,
His
Slaughter.
old. I mean,
I
it
prefer the
was
other
his
stuff as
first.
well.
It was his first video ever. Alex ever. Like as, as the Falter Circle.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the title?
I know that song. I know that song. That song is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's when I discovered Slaughter Prevail, and that's I mean like also the I can say the only it's just my opinion the only Slaughter to Prevail material that I really like.
Yeah, same here.
Because
I
it
like
was
Costolom as well, but it's like more mainstream or more like a mix of different genres that I don't really like a lot. And then, bro, like we didn't talk about Whitechapel, amazing, amazing band. Phil Boseman, one of my favorite vocalists ever. We can say as well. Let me see. Well, the clean Suicide Silence in general, the cleansing, No Time to Bleed. I don't know. That albums for me are amazing, and I
yeah
don't know. There's a
on
lot.
those let's just say like Whitechapel, Chelsea Green, and Suicide Silence are like the entire smoothers like the big four of deathcore. Let's just say that I don't really dig them. I mean like I love one of their songs, but I don't really dig them. I prefer to more, like recent. I'm not sure if it's recent or at least more underground and more, like more darker way. I
Yeah.
mean, like out of the, like music industry in general, because these bands like, as I said, Angel Maker, even there's this one band called Goliath.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're playing deathcore or, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
deathcore.
Yeah.
And
There.
then
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
uh, sorry, it's gonna be long because I love sharing about deathcore too.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I listened to Infant and a Highlighter.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
have. I have both of that CDs, like the purple one and the one that it has the older vocalist called Dan Watson, if I'm not wrong.
yeah. This it was the vocalist of shit, I can't remember.
I don't remember as well, but that album that has Cunt Crusher and Anal Prolapse,
Yeah,
Suffocation, and all that songs, and
or
I,
I'm browsing. I'm
yeah,
browsing right now. So the album is called The Palpable Reproxy of Pollution. Yeah.
yeah, totally. And that purple album that has that, I don't know, that it has like a lot of songs, but that purple album with Dickie Allen on vocals is amazing. And there's another band, I don't know, I forgot already because my mind is broken right now. But there was like another band that has that type of music. I don't remember right now, but as we were talking about before, like Waking the Cadaver for me is like one of the most important bands ever. Like that demo from 2008 that has that blood splattered satisfaction, chased through the woods by a rapist, and all that
Threaded
songs.
Weed.
Let me show you something. Wait,
Right.
one more.
Wow, that's very cool. Yeah.
This album is amazing. I love it because but this one has like the re-recorded demos. I prefer the demos than the
Okay.
original songs, like but I really love this album. I don't know if you know. Also, well, just also the band called To the Grave is one of my favorite deathcore bands as
Great.
well.
Yeah.
As Sings of the Swarm, there's a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, but in deathcore in general, I would prefer like Infiniletter.
Yeah,
The purple one, it just like spell EGG. They said it's
EGG,
EGG. Yeah.
the Elysian, no sé
That
qué.
yeah. That's the type of deathcore that I like. I mean, like that's just really has a lot of black metal elements,
Yeah,
death
totally.
metal, even brutal death metal slams.
Slam, yeah, it has a lot.
They put everything. You can't even call it deathcore anymore. It's just like
Brutal deathcore,
pure
maybe.
yeah, pure music.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
just that's awesome.
So, man, we had like almost 4 hours of conversation.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I
Oh,
have.
I'm so excited.
Tell me. Three
I didn't
three
even
hours and 40 minutes.
I didn't even realize. I
Yeah,
was so enjoyed to talking with you, like
same here, bro. Same here.
plus I'm high right now, pretty high right now, so I lost track of the time.
Totally
Yeah.
fine, man. So before leaving, I have to thank you for for firstly being here almost 4 hours and talking about your music, your every project that you have, and also thank you for contributing a lot to the genre and to the music in general. I really love your music, and as you realize, I really love every detail of every release. So thank you again for the music that you release and you keep releasing. And thank you for for joining in this conversation. I'm really tired. I have to to take something to because I'm really tired right now. But at the same time, I'm really happy that you have been here almost 4 hours. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to prepare subtitles for 4 hours.
That's alright.
But
You can just edit a lot of stuff because I went to pee, like
no, yeah, but I will try my best to prepare the subtitles for every interview. And thank you really much for joining. You are
thank you for having
amazing,
me.
man. You're amazing. I really appreciate the time that you've been, maybe using here for other stuff that you've been working on. So I'm sorry for wasting that time at the same time.
No, I'm happy to do this. I'm serious.
And man, thank you very much. I hope
You're
that you enjoy your
same,
night, and
same.
I hope you sleep well, because there is like really late right now. It's like midnight or whatever.
Is it?
It's like
I don't
12,
even. It's like one
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yes.
Okay.
I don't even realize. I mean, like this has been my habit. I I don't really, be care that much about my sleep routine, but yeah,
You
it's
should,
all
you should,
right.
you should. But thank
Yeah.
you again, man. And I will tell you when this is gonna be released. I have to tell you, I always tell this, but I have like 10 plus interviews recorded. So I don't,
Well,
maybe when I release this, maybe you have something new released in that moment. But I will try my best to release this before your new album. Okay,
yeah,
so
just
it kind of be,
take
it has that sense, right?
yeah, take your time. I'm just grateful to be a part of this conversation or interview. Just take as much time as you need to, to prepare for everything.
As you, I work like 40 hours a week, so I will try my best.
Yeah.
So thank you
Right.
very much, man, and
You're welcome.
like a lot of love from here to you. Thank you for everything, and I'm really glad that you are better nowadays. And a lot of love, man. I love you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you when I have this ready. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Bye
Peace out,
bye.
man. Bye bye, man.
Bye bye.